Hello.
Hello.
What's up, Floof?
Nothing much. This music is very loud. 1 second.
I can hear it. Music at 1%. I don't know what you run about.
I guess I'll just turn it down manually on my side. Anyway, okay. How you doing, Demi?
I'm pretty good. Thank you.
To hear your voice.
How about you?
A little
Pretty well.
eepy.
Yeah, same.
Just woke up, basically.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of my body is gone.
Yeah. As it should be.
Random pat.
Oh. Random pat received. Not really sure where to put you. Because, like, when you talk, your mouth is right where your name would be.
Maybe you can make me small today, if you want. Small Debbie do.
You say something?
Something. Hello. Boop. Oh no, my nose.
Did you say poop or boop?
Boop.
Oh.
Boop.
Okay, let me see if I can bring up.
I loved how much you hated Gankerstar.
But like the last part that you said about like its tooth-shaped tail hitting its back is just like, oh, it's too visceral. I feel it too much. Stop. Oh, it
Yes.
hurts. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, he said he's also like a upside turned molar in a way.
Ah! It's horrible.
But look at his eyes, he's
No!
suffering.
Why would you do this?
I was suffering at the time. I couldn't speak properly. I had just bit my lip, and I needed to have something to suffer with me.
Wow.
To cope. But someone wrote in the chat Kankersor, and I had to.
You really didn't have to.
I mean, you know me.
No, unfortunately. JK.
Hee.
Oh man, we haven't even seen the witnesses. Oh god. Oh god.
Can't wait.
So I'm looking at this this walkthrough. And it's like, okay, we met the victim, we met the blah blah blah, and then witnesses, Nash Skulkin and Ringo Skulkin. Look at these characters. I've
Oh
never seen these
yeah.
faces before.
What was the crime? Do we know?
If I recall correctly, it was basically this guy got shot. He was so Wilson, Iris Wilson, the girl who wrote the books. She had a manuscript that was being kept at his pawn shop, which is basically how like the age equivalent of banks at the time. And then it was stolen. Well, then he was killed,
I
and she was the
remember that.
only. Gina was the only one inside, and they're like, "Oh my god, how did that happen?" And
And there was something about she wanting the item because it was like,
there's like a whole music box thing, and Egbert
yeah.
Benedict says that it's his, and like,
I got it.
we'll have to kind of try and piece together as we go. A fat cat in front of my face. Hello, fat cat.
So Django is now your main cat.
Not main cat, although he has been around more often lately, sitting in the cat bed. Wait, I need to turn this no, not that. This.
Oh, Dino updated the thing. Now everyone will see that you are online. Amazing.
Nani?
Dino said in the announcements that you are
Oh,
streaming.
Dino, right.
Yeah, the
Like,
dinosaur.
yeah, I know, I'm like too much arc. I'm like, who's Dino? Oh boy. Such a long case.
Oh, look! It's a floof!
Hey, Blenda. Thanks for the resubscription, even though you didn't have to do that since, you know, you're already a coffee subscriber, but that's okay. Thank you. I love you.
Oh, hello, Mom's Blender.
So there is the investigation part 1, 2, 3, 4, and trial part 1, 2, 3, 4, and we haven't even left the investigations. I think that we're on investigation part 4. Maybe.
If you load the game, it will tell you, right?
Yeah, I know, but in terms of like, hi heals, thank you for the hydrate. It will tell me, but I'm trying to like orient myself like story-wise.
Gotcha. Thank you for the hydrate. I'll be hydrating a lot, I see.
Because I'm looking at the part 4, and most of it has already been done. I think that maybe we had to go to the prisons part because we already did the storeroom.
What in the floof is going on in here?
Good question. I don't know. How you doing, Heels? Do you remember where you were or you restarted? I'm definitely not restarting. This case is way too fucking long to restart. Basically, I think some of it we'll just have to kind of explain as you go along. But basically, here, I'll bring the... Doing semi-good? I'm semi-glad to hear that. Okay, let me open this up.
Does that mean you are also doing semi-bad?
Semi.
Semi? Samu?
Demi.
See?
So basically, this guy, 𝗟𝗶_𝗀𝘀, has died. He is the owner of a pawnbrokery on Baker Street, and pawnbrokeries are considered banks in this world at this time. And Gina is said to have been the one to have shot him. And inside the storeroom, the locked storeroom, is Iris Wilson's manuscript, and because she writes all about the Sherlock Holmes, Sholmes,
Loans.
Schloms, Schlong, his stories. Her dad is sick, and now she has to go back to Japan, so it's basically Naruhodo without Susato. I don't think it just went sideways or anything other than that, just fine. Oh, I hope that it gets remedied soon, heals. Egbert Benedict is seems to be hiding something. He's a thief in his own right. He is looking for 2 musical discs that Gina claims is hers because she found them. I don't know, finders keepers type of deal. And that's kind of the gist of it. I think.
All right. I'm just now looking at the character arts, and Maelstromheart, the main serious guy that gives you the missions and stuff.
Yeah. Lord Chief
Uh,
Justice.
he's the only one with the shadow in his face in that way,
Hi, Frey.
because he has to be that cool.
Yeah. Indeed. I don't know. Barack Van Zeek says a little bit.
This is a cool concept. They should make a game about it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they
I,
should do that. Hello, Freya.
I have
Or Frey.
about a more than a month's worth of not having spoken in British accents. So oh boy. It's been like 2 months, 3 months.
Pick a character and do the Italian accent.
Who would have? I'll give the witnesses an Italian accent. They're like, like Luigi and Mario type of thing.
Yes, that's so much it. Wait, did they do it on purpose? That's totally that.
He's the older brother, and he's small. Oh, it's a trope. But yeah, Frey, how you doing? How you doing, buddy? This is a cool concept for me. Oh, I didn't even see that Blender was the one who said that. I thought you were just saying that.
Yeah.
I should give credit where credit's due. Good job, Blender. That's a good idea. That's good. Oh, hello, kitties. What are your kitties' names? Also, if you can, you should put pictures of them on the Discord so I can see them. And if you've shown them again so I can see them.
Should I do the cat or not the cat?
Oh yeah. What? Should you do the cat or not do the cat?
Yeah, from the meme. Do not the cat.
Oh, well, I guess you already did it now, right?
I mean, I'm asking
Oh,
if I should.
sure. Do it.
I pet the cat.
Oh. Don't pat the cat.
I mean, I meant feels good. Cat.
Oh. Okay.
Luna and Maja. Maya?
Maja.
Maja.
Oh my god. Give them each a forehead kiss from me. And Demi, so that means 4 kisses.
Oh, I thought you were giving that I was gonna get a forehead kiss.
Heels, I want you to come all the way to Portugal to give Demi 2 forehead kisses from me.
Yeah, I would appreciate that. They are lovely sisters. Cute.
Oh gosh. Oh my. That escalated quickly. It's I'm gonna heat up some food real quick. I forgot that I should probably it's like shitting in someone else's pans. Okay, that escalated again. Didn't know it could escalate anymore. Be right back.
Oh, if you purposefully come here to Portugal to give me a forehead kiss by going by plane for 4 hours, I'll personally reward you with what should I reward you with? I don't know. I was improvising. Sad. Oh look, Mammy, so far away. You'll be welcomed to stay at my place and crash on the sofa with cats. Damn. Your Giga Chat. Thank you. Question. How did Blender start calling you Poki or Poki? I don't know how to say it. BRB and get some chicken soup that I made. Yeah. Alright. Maybe Blender can answer. How did you start calling Hills Goodman by Poki? Or Poki? Or Pookie? I don't know how to say it really. Oh, you are the Pookie one. Is it like Cookie? Cookie? I need to ask Hills why he started to do that. I must know. A likely story, 𝗟𝗶H𝗀𝘀. Hehehe. Yeah, that's how you sound like, Fred. I'm sorry. Hehehe. Look at Mammy in the corner, looking at through the door, seeing if I'm doing a good job. Can homies not also be cookies? Oh, welcome back. Hey, Hills. Tell us the story how you started to call Blender Pookie or Pokey or whatever, and Oh, Emmy's floating away. Ah, she back.
You up to?
Oh, I was trying to understand how Pokey came to be.
Pookie.
Cookie. Yeah, like cookie.
Yeah. Damn, Heels,
All right.
that Chad face, though.
Uh,
Damn, Lucy, I
I-
didn't know you had a chin like that.
It does. Like he kisses me on the forehead and our chins touch.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I hate it. Also, welcome back, Heels. And I think it's funny that that Blender just reciprocated, because I'm pretty sure I only see this Pookie thing happening in one direction, so...
Yeah. But the mystery still remains. We need to go into the other stream to figure out what it means.
What do you mean?
Because Heelsgood says
Who's good, so what?
said it was a random thing on another stream, so I assumed it was another person's stream.
Oh, probably Elysius.
You need to ask them.
No?
Okay. Where do you stop me, though?
Educated guess. What do you mean, stop you? When did I stop you?
Saying we need to ask that person a random thing, and you said no.
Oh. I thought that maybe I think I thought it was a question. So, like, no,
Oh.
we don't. No, you don't need to ask. We know. I ate some fried rice yesterday.
Fried rice. Mm.
Yeah.
Yummy.
What? What?
I don't know why I said nya. I meant yummy.
Somehow you still managed to make it sound like it had an N in it. Yummy. You just miss the nias, don't you?
Yeah. Oh no. Are they gonna now remember that they can pick up Nia while you are voice acting?
Was this all a ploy?
I don't know.
I hear a cat scratching against cardboard. I think in a closet. And I'm kind of confused.
Hey, me.
Hey,
Changed with your what changed with your model so that when you move away you get tinier?
Nothing changed.
Now we don't have an epileptic cat. We have
What?
why cat?
When I move away, it just goes away. Just disappears.
Just become small.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, that's why when you sneeze you wee.
Phew. 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 I can't fake it. It's okay, Heels. I have the rice. You have the chicken. Okay, this is gonna be pretty rough, guys. Does anyone else need another recap since there's more people here than there were before?
So do one last recap. Like when a character appears, you tell us a bit about them.
Okay. Good idea. Take these meds before I forget.
Yeah, Freya, this is reminding me of
You're
like
talking about
we
Freya.
have,
Of course, you're one of the homies.
yeah, we have this thing that we used to say a lot, that the boys.
Buoys.
I don't know if it started as a typo, but
Yeah, I think
but
it was.
yeah,
Oh,
Mammy had the boys, and Yeah, I don't know. I guess when we were playing together with someone else, I would say, "Oh, well, let's go and let's play some games with the boys and Floof." I will just put Floof in a separate box. But she wanted to be a bro too, and now she's a bro.
Thank you for the poke monkey. Yeah.
Oh, your network died. Oh no.
But I think part of it is because I misspelled the. I was trying to type buoy because it sounded like kind of like it, but then I actually spelled the word buoy wrong, so it had to be corrected.
I love how in this community we have learned to just accept mistakes and proceed to
Embrace
do
them.
it more and more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Part of the beauty.
Mr. Valley,
Yeah.
Valley, Mr. Chlones, the boys.
But I like to think that even if people don't understand, we'll bring them up to date, so it doesn't have to be too much of an inside thing, you know.
Oh, and let's not forget about the big one, the Dougal.
Uh-huh. Well,
I love it.
a Dougal existed as a Dougal before.
For this community.
Mm-hmm.
But was it also a typo?
Maybe.
Oh, I guess I told Tutu wrong, or Kichi. I don't know. I thought that it was something.
I said maybe, but I did it with silence to try and emphasize that yes, it was probably a typo.
Oh, incoming ad break. No.
Oh,
Last minute to go to the bathroom so you don't miss any story from the game. And actually, this is a good time for me to get some food.
okay, go get food.
Kirby,
I will eat while the ad break happens.
Tuki, Kirby.
Yeah, Frey. We know you're just too cool. I still don't get how they like financially make Turbo work. Is it just that they're assuming that most people with Turbo are not actually watching more than what their subscription is worth in terms of ads? Because if they watch a lot, it just doesn't seem sustainable. Did someone snooze the ads? Because now I'm not seeing. Oh, never mind. It's there. I get it from Wait, you mean from like from Twitch's standpoint? Like I'm all up for things being a great deal for streamers and viewers. I just don't see Twitch a for profit company being like, yeah, let's do it for the streamers and the viewers. Yeah. Ooh. Because you don't need to convince me for the streamer and viewer part, you know. I just hope they don't cut you guys loose at some point. It's like, yeah, you realize this wasn't really working out, so bye-bye Turbo. No, Frey, what do you prefer? Do you prefer like the old style ads where there was like a million pop-ups? Or these types of ads? Where they're forced upon you, but at least they stay in one place. Kind of. Congratulations, you won! I remember there being some kind of flash game where there was just a bunch of pop-ups and you had to like exit out of them as quickly as possible. Luckily, you never got to that point, Frey.
I think.
Wow, that was fast.
Oh, I was running two stair steps at a time.
Yeah, I guess you're tall enough for that. What did you bring? Cereal?
Uh, no, actually, pom queijo and yogurt, stracciatella yogurt.
Honey, the fuck? Was this all just like ready?
No, oh, let me tell you, I even went to the bathroom.
Hey, Ski. What? Who are you and where
Yeah,
did you put Demi?
I don't know, maybe Demi was just afraid of, had
Hi,
FOMO.
Ski. We had
Hello,
FOMO.
Busk and Ozzy. Hello.
How art thou too?
How did you get an ad with a sub?
Ozzy, how long have you been here? Ads, not ads. Subs always have ads.
Yeah, it's like
They have always had ads since the beginning of time.
I stream for 2 weeks. Subs don't have ads, and people don't remember.
Right? Yeah, it's sometimes people are just they get what I am now calling the Demi effect.
The Demi effect.
Mm-hmm.
Like the what is that a memory thing? I
No.
don't remember.
No. I'm now dubbing it the Demi effect of not having ads.
Oh, gotcha. Thank you.
So, Heels, really what it is no turbo, and yet you still don't have ads. It's having a sub wouldn't mean shit. Just that I love you more. I guess. I don't know. JK. You're tired? Why are you tired? Did you have a run or something today? Also, the fact that even I am forgetting to play dice streams is like a concern.
Dice streams, you said?
Dice streams.
Dice streams, okay.
I haven't been
Well,
keeping.
actually,
I haven't been keeping up with it.
I've been meaning to ask, what's the deadline and the
The end of the month.
the milestones?
Um, what are you at right now?
I'm at maybe 22, 23.
I think it's might be 30 and then 60 are the next ones. Wow.
All right. Maybe I can do it.
Yeah, I definitely know that 60 is one of them. My fire got reignited yesterday. We have been arcing. It got reignited, you think? But you have Dead by Daylight today, so like an update, so you probably won't be, you know. I just randomly flicked onto my feed on my phone. It says, "Do not sit on the toilet for more than 10 minutes. Doctors warn." Oh, well, have they met the rest of the world? Because good luck, especially like all the men.
Do you want to have hemorrhoids?
Yeah,
Just look at your phone on the toilet.
yeah, yeah. This has even been connected to an increased risk of hemorrhoids and weakened pelvis muscles. Yeah. Why am I reading this? Stop
You
reading
know,
this.
some people really enjoy their time in the bathroom because it's a guilt-free guilt-free time where they can rest, they can scroll through the phone. They are not required to work. No one will gonna be asking questions. Oh, are you really pooping or just scrolling through memes? Yeah, it's like it's like when people take a break for smoking and stuff. You're taking a poop break. But it's your third poop break of today. What do you mean? I came to work even with diarrhea. What do you mean? Uh, the
um,
love stayed home.
uh,
Yeah.
right. The issue here is that you shouldn't have had to have pants on in the first place. So. Yeah,
You found another soul like you.
pants are for the weak. Us, could you like a recap before I get started?
If I didn't have pants, I would be freezing all the time.
You'd be freezing all the time.
Yeah, cold. I would have cold. Be cold.
Hmm. Okay.
Actually, when you are cold and you don't want to wear pants, do you still have like a blanket on you?
Well, that's usually when I would go into penguin mode.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have a penguin anymore. Okay, let me update Usk. So, basically, um, this guy, Pop Windebank, is dead. He's the owner of the pawnbroker, and this pawnbroker was where, Sherlock Sholmes had kept Iris Wilson's latest manuscript, and, um, he was caught dead in a locked store room with Gina, but Gina says it wasn't her. The murder weapon is in her hands. Um, but because she was locked in, she's the sole suspect. And then this guy is sus. He's trying to get the two musical discs that were in the pocket of McGilded's coat that he had pawned. And so something's up with him. Yeah, I threw out the crusty penguin. And Blender, that's one of my favorite stories of yours. Especially because at that point, I think I knew you at that point, right? He's like about to get out of the car, and he's like, "Oh shit, I have no pants on." Anyway, so that's kind of the gist of it. We haven't met these two witnesses before, and I promised Demi that I would give them Italian accents. So, and Usk would probably be able to give a more accurate time, whatever. But it's been a very, very long time since I've done any accents, so we'll see.
Hey Blender, if you went to the gas station without pants, they wouldn't even question it. They have seen much worse.
Yes, you think so? That's the spirit, Usk. Here we go again at the scene of the crime. Now to thrust these representation papers in Gregson's face and see what he makes of them. Hello again, Inspector. Do you have a minute, please? What is it now? You should go home and get some rest.
Here you are, Gregsy. Here are the representation papers.
Mimi,
Your ladyship, yes.
can you stream the game to me so I
Oh,
hear
yeah.
in real time?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Your ladyship! Oh! Or I should say, for Demi's sake. How? I don't
Thank you.
believe it! How the devil did you get that stubborn little ragabash to sign that? I salute you. That is good work, that is.
I can see you've been very busy here as well. How about some tea? It's a special blend designed to relieve fatigue.
Glug, 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 glug. Lovely. Well, let's see now. Yes, yes, I hardly feel tired at all. I'm as fit as a fiddle, your ladyship. Would it be all right if we investigated the scene of the crime then? As you please. You know where it happened, although the door behind through that door behind the counter. Yes, the storeroom. That's where I discovered Mr. Winterbank and Gina. Right. Well, I'll be getting back to business then. Will you be investigating the storeroom as well, Inspector? If I am perfectly honest, we need to wrap this up before long. Can't afford to spend too much time on it. Oh yeah, I think that there's also some really big, celebration going on next door, like across the street. Something with the police? I can't remember. It's like the equivalent of the Jubilee in Rome, but it's here. In London.
In New York as well.
What do you mean, New York?
Oh, it's happening in the game?
Yeah, it's happening in the game. Across the street from me is just another apartment building.
Okay.
But there are so many articles to go through. It's taking forever, even with the lads working around the clock. Which is a problem, because there's another case the Yard needs to investigate urgently. That must be what Lord Strongheart meant by far more serious matters before. Oh yeah, I think there was something stolen across the street. Probably by Benedict. Honestly, Blunder, I don't really know what a Jubilee is either. But, essentially, I think it's like every 25 years, or maybe every 25 years of a Pope's reign or something like that. They basically declare a specific day, that's the Jubilee, and all of the Catholics, if like, you know, you go to church and all of your sins are absolved. It's like, you know, it's like a free card. It is.
Do you need to tell them your sins? So like they know which ones they have to.
I don't think so. Probably not. That's a lot of fucking people.
Oh, thank you for the clip.
It's a cute clip.
Oh.
A clean slate indeed. So what I'm saying is, don't get on my feet, sunshine. Sorry, I know I'm changing the accents a little bit, but I'm trying to get a feel for the characters again.
Come on, then. Let us not waste any time. I thought you've already left, Susato. Why are you still here?
You're doing good, Bloof.
Okay, so we're in Winterbeck's storeroom. Wait, so did I technically already talk to him? This officer has been staring intently at the wall since we came in here before. Shh! Keep it down! Oh, sorry. It's a major clue here. Just here.
Really? Then we must tell 𝗟𝗍𝘀 at once.
But as soon as I report it, that will be it. I'll be stuck here even longer. Stuck here? What do you mean? I haven't been home in 2 days already. I needed another constable to relieve me and take over my shift. Ah, they really have a tough time, the British police.
That doesn't stop us investigating, though, does it?
No, I suppose not. I'm fairly sure it was the calendar he was peering at. It wasn't Demi. I was saying how. What?
I'm trying to understand.
How and also
Wait,
how
is
does
that-
Ozzy get how? And how does how
Maybe
become
it's-
Ozzy? And how does that become Demi saying Ozzy, but saying
Is
how?
it your real name? Are you called Paul? Or how?
Howard! This is the most un-Brazilian name I've ever heard in my life.
Maybe your name is Raul. Raul. It's a real name.
Oh, Raul.
Yeah, but like in maybe. Yeah,
You good?
I'm good. I'm just thinking because sometimes a real name, a name in spoken in Brazilian, Portuguese, I'm trying to see how can be like ending in an L
Oh,
to how.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so, apparently we're actually just at the beginning of Investigation 4, not actually at the end, so. To know. Okay. Ah, look here. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, a bullet hole. I can see the bullet is still lodged in the wall.
Presumably, Mr. 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗀 wasn't practicing his revolver in his spare time.
Well, Mr. 𝗟𝗏𝗀𝗀 likes to practice in the drawing room whenever he can. He's very patriotic like that.
Sorry?
It's all he and the adventures of Herlock Sholmes, you know. Isn't that right, Iris? I did write something like that. Or did I write something like that? Partly in jest, perhaps. In jest? Well, he doesn't do it often. It's quite a dangerous pastime.
He doesn't do it often. He shouldn't even do it once.
Forget that for now, Bruno. Let's examine this bullet.
Thank you for the blink of breathe.
What's around the bullet hole? Is it blood?
A suspicious red stain on the calendar.
Aha! I might be able to help with that. What? There's nothing like the sight of blood to get the blood pumping, is there, Bruno?
I have a feeling I'm not as bloody-minded as you, Iris.
I'm afraid the sight of blood makes my blood run cold. There you have it, you see? When it comes to blood, we're all different types.
Yes, with a scientific observation.
So you need this.
Oh no, what is that scary-looking thing?
Hurley and I haven't actually come up with a name for it yet. But as soon as you see it in action, you'll understand what it does. Watch!
Oh, the color of the bloodstain has changed. Is that not tampering with evidence?
There. Does that make sense now?
Hey, Kyo, how you doing? My baby boo. Yes, I'm starting to understand.
Hello.
Good. It works on the principle that different people have different blood types, you see. Yes, how wonderful. The chemical it fires combines with the blood and makes it change color, so you can identify whose blood it is that you're looking at. In a flash. Oh, what a fabulous invention, Iris. Isn't it?
Yeah, oh, what did it say?
Ginny said it would be bleeding great. So, whose blood are we looking at then? Well, all the chemical does is turn the blood a different color, so... Just find someone whose blood turns the same color and you'll know who it belongs to. In a flash. It's more like 2 flashes, really, isn't it? 1 flash or 2, this could turn out to be a very valuable clue. So we must make a note of it in the court record.
Blood samples portfolio. A sample of blood analyzed with a special chemical indicator developed by Mr. Schleems. Different people's blood turns different colors. But wouldn't it be more like blood type rather than people's actual blood? Like, individual blood?
Let's keep testing and add the results to any other blood analysis to the portfolio.
I'll get back from your hydrate.
As long as I have Regent left, sure. This strange contraption that lets you see pictures as if they're right in front of your eyes. It makes you think. When Mr. Schlomes gleefully showed it to us yesterday, we were blissfully unaware that any of this was about to happen. For some reason, I feel like it wanted us to show this. But anyway. And left an example of the doll. There's an article ledger under here in Mr. Winterbeck's notes and... What's this? It looks as though someone has left a little photographic print behind. Oh, look on the back. There's some writing. Is there? Oh, show us, Susie, show us.
Yeah, give me the hydrate. Isn't this the 30s or something? Probably. Whenever Sherlock Holmes was supposed to take place is basically it. They had a year at some point, but I don't remember what it is. That's probably why they don't actually have years on the thing, because they're trying to make it a little bit more ambiguous.
15th February, 10:30 p.m. Article deposited, 1 gentleman's overcoat. Loan amount paid, £1. Redemption deadline, 15th April, 10:30 p.m. A gentleman's overcoat pawned for £1. Clearly it was a very fine coat. In fact, I think. Yes, this must be the ticket for the overcoat that Ginny redeemed yesterday. And is still wearing, which belongs to McGilded. I would never have expected the redemption ticket to be handwritten on the back of a photograph, though. It seems Mr. Winterbank just used whatever piece of paper he happened to have on hand. But this photograph of a cat looks very familiar, doesn't it? I'm sure I've seen this exact picture somewhere recently. Oh yes, you're right. Very recently. It's the same as the one Ginny gave us earlier. Of course. I was forgetting she gave us that print. Well, what are you waiting for, Mr. Naruhodo? Get it out!
Right. Alright. Let the clogs turn. Let the cogs turn, not clogs. They're not exactly the same. The cat is turned slightly. No, it's not exactly the same though. It doesn't look like... Okay, whatever.
I've got it. These 2 photographs hide an amazing secret. A secret? What does she mean? You must tell us, Iris, at once.
Hey, Air. We just started a stream. I know it's been like an hour, but we actually just started. We haven't done Ace Attorney in a very long time. I hope that your heart appointment went well. Also, you're never late. You're just right on time. Whenever you arrive. Hey, Yada! Get ready to cringe!
Wizard.
I'm like months out of practice. Prepare your British buns and your tea.
Do you really want to know?
We wish you the best, Arab.
Yes, we need you to tell us all about this pair of photographs. So, Iris, about these 2 photographic prints. One we found here in Mr. Winterbank's counter, and the other Gina gave us before. What's this amazing secret you mentioned that's hidden between these two identical prints? Actually, that's not quite right. Sorry? If you look carefully, the two prints aren't the same. Not exactly. They're not? Having a look at them now. Can you see that they're just slightly different from each other? I think so. It's very subtle, though. Well, what's the reason for the subtle difference between the two prints? What were you saying?
It's probably a 3D image. In a way, you cross your eyes, and you are able to see the.
Well, we just put them in the little machine we were looking at.
Yeah.
Wait, so you don't have to cross your eyes, you just look at the machine.
Sure. I don't have one.
Are you leaving Ada on red? Demi-do? Was there some like group chat or something?
Having me on red again, Demi-do. Like on our DMs.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm sorry.
Oh, well, it's because they're set, you see. No, I don't. This pair of photographs is meant to be used in a stereoscope. Everyone in London is raving about them at the moment. Ah, stereoscope. Why do I feel like I've heard that word before recently? Oh, yes! That's what Mr. Sloan showed us yesterday. Wow, Ada. Way to make us all feel bad. You see, there it is, just over there. Ah, yes, of course, that magical machine that makes pictures look almost real enough to touch. Well, actually, it's quite possible to see the same depth in the pictures, even without one of those contraptions. Please don't tell me they're going to say cross your eyes. You know how a pair of flat photographic prints can appear to have any depth in the first place? No, I have no idea. Oh, wonderful. That means I'll be able to tell you. She's over the moon, bless her. Should we let her explain, though? We really need to carry on an investigating the scene. I, for one, simply have to know. Have you ever considered, Runo, how our eyes see depth in the world around us? Well, I just open them and it works. But the reason it works is because we have two eyes. Two eyes? Shocking. If you try to close just one eye at a time, I think you'll see straight away. What you see with your left eye and what you see with your right eye are ever so slightly different. You get a different view from each eye. Yes, the position of the object seems to shift slightly. Exactly. And in your head, your brain uses that shift to estimate distance as it merges the two views into one. And that's how we can sense depth in everything we see. My brain is really amazing, isn't it? It does so much without telling me. Thanks for the bonk. That was a well-timed bonk. It's like, oh, my brain is really amazing. Bonk. Ah, I see. I think I see it. So the pair of photographs consist of a left eye view and a right eye view. Is that right? Oh, well done, Susie. You're so quick. So, if you can persuade your brain to merge the two pictures together in your... I'm brain, it's okay. So if you can persuade your brain to merge the two pictures together in your head, you'll be able to see the depth of these prints. Yes, Runo. You're beginning to understand. And so a stereoscope's function is to act as your brain and allow you to do just that. Yes, but as long as you have two images, two eyes, and one brain, you can actually do it yourself without the needing of a stereoscope at all. Well, that is a huge compliment, Ada. Because, I mean, technically that's what it is, isn't it? with my Britishness. I mean, isn't it supposed to be a period piece? I'm confused. You can, really. Let's try it. See if you can view these pair of prints without the help of a stereoscope. Oh yes, I'm dying to have a go. Susato-san really loves this kind of thing. You need to be able to oh my god. No, Demi! You need to be able to they're doing the thing that you're saying. You need to be able to cross your eyes, and that's the main thing. Can you both do that? Cross my eyes. I think I can. Watch me. You see me. Watch me and see if you can copy. Maybe, but if it was voiced, it might sound more modern, you feel? More modern? But aren't these... Isn't this whole supposed to be like steampunk and, you know, back in... So you're saying that you think that the speech might be more modern in this age than what I'm doing? Which is obviously totally fine, because I don't have the skill to make it sound more modern, but... That's so curious. Alright, let me try. Oh. Hey, Toto! Toto, do you want to recap? So you're saying, like, if it was voiced nowadays, they would probably make it sound more modern. Is that what you're saying? Do 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 do. Recap. Yes, indeed. Indeed, Usk. Oh, I see what you did there, Tutu. Very, very, very clever. Okay, so basically, as a recap, where is it? Oh, this guy, Pop Windebank, has died. He's the owner of the pawnbroker that Sherlock Holmes had put Iris Wilson's latest manuscript in. And he was found dead in a locked storeroom with Gina Lestrade with the gun in her hand. But obviously she's like, oh, I didn't do it. And then, so besides that, there we have not Sherlock Holmes, we have Egbert Benedict, who's looking for the two musical discs that were found in McGilded's jacket pocket, which is something that he had pawned at the pawn shop, but he seems like a suspicious character. And that's pretty much the gist right now, and we're just trying to figure out we're in the last investigation portion before we get into the trial. So the trial soon. That, and I promised your brother that I would give the two witnesses Italian accents. Not to mention they kind of resemble Mario and Luigi, so it's rather appropriate. Good. There, how's that? Also, Ada, did you did I understand correctly? Like if it was voiced like by a normal production company or something, you're saying. I want to know what you're trying to say. In before, this is just a long con to get on the stream. Okay, I've added you to the channel. As we await his entrance. Hey Demi, what are you doing? You've been very quiet.
Oh, just writing something on Discord.
Oh, gotcha.
And I also don't want to interrupt you while you're voice acting.
You meant off,
you-
but okay, I'll be off on PC. Well, I mean, how else would I do it? Like, I would like leave Demi and go into VC and then come back or something? Because I'm gonna need to know now, you know? I need to know now. Sorry, what were you saying, Demi?
If you want, I can just from time to time just say 𝗟𝗶𝗶𝗀.
Awful needy? Are you talking about me, Blenda? Are you calling me awful needy? But you're right. Even cats have needs. Debbie do. JK. I'm sensing some sass right now. Some sass with a capital B. Name is
Bass
Blendy.
with capital B. Okay. Some bass.
Yeah. Spoken like a true needy person, Kyo. Have you seen those hours-long YouTube videos just making sounds at random times? We got Demi do instead.
And these characters are crossing their eyes for like 5-10 minutes.
It's
Imagine doing that in real life.
you know, it's a skill to be sure. We should make a Demi do edition version of one of those Usk.
Let me see what's that link. Oh, let me guess which kind of pipe it is.
Yada.
It is I. I've returned.
Yeah.
You're so quiet. Okay, I
Am
turned
I?
you up. I turned you up.
Oh, hello,
No
Ada.
problem.
Okay,
Hello, Demi.
please explain yourself.
Right. It's hard to obviously through text, but yeah, what I was saying is I've watched some steampunky anime before, and like the voice acting, it doesn't make it believable of the time period. I was saying the way that you're making their accents or their tone of voices makes it more believable in the time period than it would if it was voiced by like a company, if that makes sense.
Oh, because they would make it more modern.
They will make it sound but more by like not by on purpose, but probably by accident. 'Cause obviously, like depending on who does it, because there is a lot I've seen where they've done period animes before, and like they've done like an accent on or a British tone to it, which made it more older than what it was.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, that's what I was trying to explain. Like, if this game was voiced by American VAs or something, trying to do British, they'll probably some might do what you did and like make it sound the same year it is set in, but some will make it sound modern, depending on
Gotcha.
who does it. That's what I was trying to explain. It's
Gotcha.
hard to do that through text.
Yeah. I'm very flattered, Anna. Thank you, especially because you're the most British one here. So.
Depends how this goes, because half British, if Scotland gets their way and want to be separate.
Yeah. Well, no politics here.
I was thinking about that. No politics allowed.
No, it's not like they want to chop the island in half and drag it away.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Anyway, thank you for the explanation. I appreciate it. Especially at the last minute.
I'm invisible.
I don't have your thing on this version of my whatever.
That's sad.
This is my Ace Attorney one. I just have basically Demi in the game.
Oh, Demi is everywhere. Demi is absolute.
Yeah, emotional support, Bob. Okay. Now, we shall continue. I feel like
Sure.
I don't know why, but I feel like I'm being watched now.
Oh, that's because you are.
Yeah, I know, but it's like having a expert, for lack of a better term.
I'm the critic.
Yeah.
Amy is a human stress ball.
I've
Oh
noti-
god, I hope not.
I've noticed that watching Black Butler dub Ada. He's a mushroom stress ball. A mata mata turtle stress ball.
Do you think it will sell?
Yes. We'll make one.
Just watch out for the spores.
Yeah. Squeeze at your own peril.
Get poisoned.
Okay. Oh, Demi do got poked.
Oh, thank you for the poke. But do not squeeze the mushroom.
I want to squeeze the mushroom.
Oh no, you rolled an infinite. Oh no, that's just an 8.
Anyway, thank you for the explanation. I'm gonna turn off the peanut gallery now. That's okay with you?
Peanut gallery.
Yeah.
What's that?
What's a peanut gallery?
The peanut gallery is called the Uncanny Tea-Boy.
I'm confused.
That's okay. Pat.
He's gonna turn you off.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn off that now so I can
I'm
get
not
back to...
some light switch.
Okay, you're a Victorian lamp.
Okay, so that's just a nicer way of kicking me out. I see how it is.
Yeah.
I don't mind if Ada remains turned on.
Oh, I got did.
It's fine. I'll keep from the shadows. I'll be in the chat thing, whatever it's called.
I'm gonna be too self-conscious with expert Ada here.
Tally ho.
Thank you very much, Ada.
Did you guys just let that slide? What I said?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Shaking my head, Demi.
Maybe I need to be bumped.
Perhaps I bonk you. Okay. Wonderful. Now it's your turn, Runo. The trick is to concentrate on the bridge of your nose with both eyes at the same time. Not exactly an easy task when two people are staring you cross-eyed. Alright, that's enough practice. Now let's try to look at the prints. Okay, everyone cross your eyes. Start by looking at one print and slowly cross your eyes. You should see two overlapping images like this. No, Ada, don't say that. Thank you for the hydrate.
Was
Thank you. Thank you, Usk. Have you guys ever heard of there's like a storybook with a lima bean girl. Like kind of slightly terrifying. Oh, Bad Case of Stripes.
I even sneeze in British? This method acting goes hard? What the fuck are you talking about? So I said a chew in like an accent or something. Let's see. It's called A Bad Case of Stripes. She basically would avoid eating. She really hated lima beans, so she would do everything she could to not. And I think that maybe they gave her medicine or something, and then she kind of, or no, maybe I'm thinking of a different one. Basically, there's this girl who, it was one of those things where it's like, oh, well, if you keep making a face like that, you're gonna stay that way. And then it was basically like ugly monsters, but her ugly face was looking like a pretty girl. And then her face stayed that way, and they were horrified. But yeah, I think that's why I thought it was it, because the art of this thing is creepy to begin with. You try it now, Bruno. There you go.
I'm just going to have to give it a try, I suppose. Did the print split into 2 images for you? Now, the next step.
She just really hated eating lima beans. And at the end of the story, she learned how to learn how to eat lima beans. Like, learn to love them because she didn't want to turn all crazy and stuff. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Like, a doctor, like, gave her all sorts of things that, like, made her into her room and her bed and stuff, and people were, like, making fun of her. Like, oh, this is what happens when you don't eat lima beans, oh! Anyway.
Is to put the pair of prints side by side like this and try crossing your eyes again.
Crossing my eyes.
The prints should slowly merge together. Until... they form a new single image in the center. Oh yes! Mr. 𝗟𝗶හි𝗸𝘀, it works! I can see it in the middle now. It looks so real, I could look at it all day.
Your weird face vibes? That's funny.
I wouldn't advise that. Your eyes might start to hurt. Your turn now.
Yeah, the other side, but why are we all flexing? To flex on all the other cats.
Pretend you're looking through the 2 pictures and slowly cross your eyes.
Oh, cool, I'm doing it. I'm gonna take a screenshot so you can see the same as I.
I feel like I have too much, like, shit around me for my eyes to see it properly. Maybe if I zoom in.
I think it helps if you have... I mean, just try it. Yeah.
I'll move my face real close.
You basically need to be seeing 3 images, and it's the middle one that you focus on.
I kind of like, I did it and then I kind of relaxed my eyes a little bit and I kind of moved to the center.
Yeah.
Oh, it works.
Nice.
Like this, is it?
My eyes are stuck. Let me go.
There, you managed it. So now you can see how stereoscopic images work. Well, I don't know who discovered it, but it really is quite extraordinary. So what do you think of these stereoscopic prints then, Runo? They're certainly amazing, but it isn't easy to get to the knack of viewing them properly. No, some people find it easier than others. That's why contraptions like this exist, for people who find it tricky. Oh, I recognize that. We saw one over there yesterday, didn't we? If I remember correctly, you press this little knob over here. And then set the pair of photographs in the stand at the back, and... It's still amazing, even though I know roughly how it works now. Well, London seems to agree with you. Stereoscopes are quite popular at the moment.
Oh, Frey! Oh, no, I'm not a voice actor, but I appreciate it. You should have seen me when I first started doing Ace Attorney streams. Like the first, so I was definitely not used to voicing for a long period of time. So I think my streams used to be close to like 4 hours, and I basically, my throat, I kind of like wrecked my throat for like at least a month. Even though I was still doing it like a couple times a week, once a week, or whatever. I just sounded like a frog for so long. And I tried all these different mouth drops, and one of them actually ended up giving me cotton mouth because I didn't realize what it was supposed to do was actually take out mucus, not give mucus. Oh, thank you, Frey. So it's funny that you say that, because sometimes what I would do is when I watch a lot of period dramas and stuff because I just enjoy them. And so sometimes I feel like, oh, I can imitate that expression or whatever. So sometimes I'll kind of like mumble to myself in that accent. So as long as I have like, for example, right now, I like to make a difference between a Scottish accent and an Irish accent, I would need to hear a Scottish accent with enough material to kind of like get the knack of it, find the patterns and stuff like that. But yeah, so it's like, while I don't feel like I could like visually make it as an actor, this type of stuff has always been an interest of mine. So it's been nice to actually, to actually be able to play it out in a way I didn't expect. What are you talking about? How does that logic, Ada? How does that logic? But yeah, I mean, if someone ever came up to me and asked me to do like voice acting or something, I think that would be cool. But also because I feel like my vocal range is pretty limited, especially if I don't warm up or something. I'm not really sure how far I could go, so to speak, but I have a lot of fun doing it. Man, I'm glad that I chose to do this today. It's been a while since I've done this, and I kind of forgot how much I enjoyed it. It's mainly, I think, huh?
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, I think part of it is because I want to do the voice of a tentacle. The fuck? Oh, thank you, Frey. I appreciate it.
I was also thinking about what Freya said about being a great GM for D&D.
Are you trying to pass the torch?
Oh, I will just write what you needed to say and you will say it. You are my characters.
That's funny. Oos, can you please quote Blunder saying, "I want to do the voice of a tentacle"? Frey, I believe what you're looking for is this.
After years of being a DM, you want to play really bad. Well, he hasn't DM'd before.
Yeah, not yet.
Like it was.
I would suck in doing voices. I don't know. I need to.
My favorite thing is just when you were saying that, like, someone told you to do your best American accent, and you're like, "I'm doing it." It's just your normal accent.
I don't want to sound Portuguese.
You're funny.
No, I'm just being me.
Okay. Good luck, Frey. Thank you so much for the compliment. Between you and Ada, I'm feeling quite chuffed. You can find one of these folding contraptions in a lot of households in the capital currently. Thank you, Frey. Work hard. Oh, no, Demi, not that one. But if these little machines are so affordable, surely there's no need to go around staring cross-eyed at pictures that like you hate them.
There's an ad incoming.
Oh yeah, ad coming in a minute. You are Con Circus. Hey, Dudius, how you doing? So for Dudius, let me know if you get ads, but I'm gonna give you a little recap and give you a little history of what I'm doing here, because we worked our way through the original Ace Attorney trilogy. Now we're doing Chronicles, and then we're gonna do Apollo, and then hopefully we'll do the Miles Edgeworth investigations. But I've been voice acting my way through the entire series is the goal. And have you ever played any of the Ace Attorney games? I used to do this every Tuesday, so it's fun. But yeah, use this ad to eat some food. So, Demi, when you have pom pom 𝗟𝗀𝘀, is it like grilled cheese, or is it literally just cheese with bread?
Just cheese with bread. Cold cheese.
Oh, and cold bread.
Room temperature bread. I like it. I mean, it depends, because I do like grilled cheese, but it takes longer, you know?
Yeah.
And I need to clean it afterwards. Yeah.
Two things. One, what kind of cheese do you use?
Oh, whatever available.
Hmm.
But I like the ones that melt.
Gotcha. Dudius, so the Chronicle series is not nearly as funny, but the original Ace Attorney series, and I'm sure the Apollo series, are very, like, they don't take themselves seriously. But I do know that there's like an orca whale that will stand trial in the Apollo series. So definitely stick around, because those will be the good times. Last time they've brought to the stand a parrot, they brought to the stand a radio, they brought to the stand, like, I don't know, it's just really funny stuff that doesn't take itself seriously at all, unlike this game, which is more serious. But yeah, it's just like really big personalities, really wild personalities. I'm gonna stand up. You see my head slowly sliding down. And I stand up. My fat cat is so fat. Thank you for the stretch. He's like, meow, meow. Doot, 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 doot. Doot, 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 doot. $15 people. Hello, 15 people.
Oh, 15 people. Hello. I only see 10.
I see Sphinx is lurking. Free Stars lurking. Yeah, I don't even see 10 people in the chat. Maybe they're just like lurking, but without an account or something. That's funny. Hey, look, it's 75 people. Okay, the ad break should have ended. Welcome back, everyone. I like how Blender hasn't commented on the fact that I've pinned his message. And he's just like playing it off like it's totally normal to want to do the voice of a tentacle. What does that even sound like?
Lelu lelu.
Lelo lelo.
Oh, that's the sound. We found it.
But it's much more satisfying to be able to see the effect with your own eyes. Well, I think so in any case. If is that Usk, is that your version? Stereoscopic pictures. I never heard of them until yesterday. You've certainly learned a lot about them, but I wonder if it's knowledge that I'll ever actually need. The second white photograph has been entered in the court record. Hey, Sussy. Too bad for you. I'm already standing. Yeah. Eat
Yeah,
that,
boy.
Sussy boy. Boy. Shh, Mimi. Hello, Sussy. Sussy, have you ever played the Ace Attorney games, and do you need a recap? Not that you're ever necessarily here for this, but... How you doing, Sussy? Oh, thank you. I appreciate you jumping in. Voice act. Oh, hydrate. That means
I
you too,
think I
dummy do.
didn't say hi. Hi, Susie. Thank you for the hydrate.
Have
Oh,
enjoyed
pardon
dinner.
me, Sushi.
Okay. I forgot what we were doing. Hmm. Mr. Naruhodo, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's something rather troubling here. I have noticed. The red smear, you mean? Yes, yes, it looks like blood, doesn't it? Excuse me.
Let's
I wondered if Susato-san had picked up on that. Well, in that case... Yes, we need Iris! We should show this to her before we forget. White cat photographs information has been updated in the court record. Thank you, Usk. And indeed. Wait, yeah. I think I did it wrong. Oh wait, let's do this. Present. Oh, that looks like blood. I would say it's from a gloved finger. Almost certainly a glove made of leather. Don't worry, Bruno. You can leave the rest to me. Look at that. Yes, that's a color we haven't seen before, isn't it? He simply must add it to the portfolio of blood samples. It could be an important clue. Although, it would be nice to find out whose blood these different colors correspond to at some point. Well, this particular stain of blood. You had an idea, haven't you? Do you know whose blood this is?
I think I do. Apparently. Yes, I think I have a blood idea whose blood it is. Not from the color it turned, but from a little deduction. That's right. I think it's clear. Iris, you know as well. You first, Runo. Who do you think it belongs to? Alright, I believe this blood belongs to that of 𝗟𝗶H𝗸𝘀. 𝗟𝗶H𝗸𝘀. You don't sound very sure yourself. Well, it was 2 months ago now, in that case. And of course I've never met the victim, so I'm struggling to remember his name. He was definitely thrice fired, though. The victim of the omnibus case? Yes, his name was indeed Mr. 𝗟𝗶H𝗸𝘀. But that would mean that this bloodstain was left on the ticket 2 months ago. Yes, I think it was. Gina brought in this ticket to Windybanks yesterday. I'm suggesting that the bloodstain was already on it at that time. So it's a smear of blood from the time that Mr. Mason was killed 2 months ago. Something else is coming back to me now. Mr. McGilded was also wearing leather gloves that night. Now I ask yous, what's the good heart soul wouldn't rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. That was hard. I had to pull it out of my butt. It certainly does look like a leather glove thumbprint, this mark. But we know that Mr. McGilded had no injuries at the time. It was my attempt at Irish because I hadn't even thought that I was going to have to voice him, so my brain wasn't ready for it.
Sounded Irish to me.
We know that Mr. McGilded had no injuries at the time, anywhere on his body. From what we can conclude, that any blood on the glove belonged to the victim, Mr. Mason. Mr. 𝗟𝗶H𝗸𝘀, you sound just like Mr. Shlom's. Minus the quirky slip-ups, I hope. Yes, I think you're right, Runo. Very well, let's make note of this. The details of the pawnbroker's ticket from the coat have been updated in the court record. Blood samples portfolio has been updated in the court record. Behind that door is a storeroom, isn't it? Oh, that's Iris. It's a storeroom, isn't it? That's what 𝗟𝗶H said. Yes, and that's where I saw the dreadful scene last night. Through the little window in the door. Mr. Windybank faced down on the floor with Gina beside him. As the accused legal representative, you have the right to examine the scene, Mr. 𝗟𝗶H𝗸𝘀. We must make a thorough investigation. Yes, of course. And we will. Behind that door, that's the real scene of the crime. Don't worry. If there's any clues in there, I'll find them. ℉ April, Windybank's storeroom.
Poor Iris. She's clammed up completely. Iris is bound to find this... Iris is bound to find this difficult. After all, Mr. Windybank's life was taken in this very room only last night.
She's probably more sad about her manuscript that might be missing. Maybe. I don't know.
Ah! Wait, Inspector! What is it now, Sunshine? You took one look at me and tried to run away. You think a Scotland Yard inspector would run away from a jumped-up little defense lawyer, do you? Well... I've never seen her ladyship looking like that before, is the thing. I didn't know what to say to her. So you weren't running away from me, you were running away from a 10-year-old. I'm afraid this is all a little much for young Iris. Some gentle reassurance might go a long way, perhaps, Inspector. Eh?
Don't trouble yourself unduly, your ladyship. I mean, at least you're not dead, are you?
I don't think that went very well. Why? Look, I'm in the middle of an investigation here, Sunshine, and I told you not to get under my feet. And we have investigating to do ourselves. Yes, I'd like to hear more of what the socially inept inspector has to say. Early. And inquire how Mr. Sloane's operation is going.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Mr. Sloane's is having an operation, surgery for some reason. Maybe he was shot. I dusk down again.
Do.
When I hear Mamika's Irish voice and see... Is this a specific person? But either way, I guess that's promising, since she looks Irish, so... If you had to ask what did this sound like? What if it wasn't Irish? What would you say? Oh, that sounds Irish.
So, Inspector, what would you make of the crime scene here? Ah, you've got eyes, haven't you? Use them. It is what it looks like. Nothing more, nothing less. Iris, could you lend me a hand? Or, that's the... So, 𝗟𝗶hy, what would you make of this crime scene here?
Is that character than the old man? Yeah.
I probably didn't put enough,
Old man growl.
Oh, yes, your ladyship. Allow me to humbly explain. Last night, shortly after the hour of 1 o'clock in the morning, Scotland Yard attended the scene. And the one and only door to the storeroom was found locked from the inside. So it was locked from the inside.
No shit, Sherlock. You just said that. Sorry.
The lock appears to be broken now, though. Was that the police officer's doing?
Quite right, ma'am, quite right. We took the liberty of smashing the door in as humbly as possible.
Oh.
As you can see, the victim is discovered prostrate on the floor, thus wise. And next to the aforementioned body, we discovered the vile gutter child.
Are you talking about Ginny? She's my friend, you know, Inspector.
Miss Lestrade, the hapless girl, was curled up on the floor, dead to the world.
She's still alive, you know.
Yes, when I saw her, she appeared to be unconscious. And I'm afraid to say she had the gun that was used in her hand.
No!
Presumably it's the gun that was still down there on the floor right now.
In her pocket, we found the key to the door as well. What? The key to the storeroom. And as you say, the storeroom has been locked from the inside, Inspector. Correct. All of which leaves her ladyship's friend in something of a sticky situation, I'm afraid. She was framed! Obviously, my personal opinion is that it's all some sort of misunderstanding. Of course it is, Inspector. Of course it is. Gregsy, do you know anything about Hurley? Is the operation finished? Is Hurley alright? Is he? Well, the thing is, don't mince your words, Inspector, please. You don't mean to say that Mr. Sholmes is... No, the operation's done and dusted. It's just that, well... Out with it! Yes, ma'am. They use something called a general anesthetic. That's the latest thing, renders the whole body insensitive. The whole body? Anesthetized? Is that even possible? It means the operation can be completed while the patient is fast asleep. Goodness, in the Empire of Japan, we can just manage to provide laughing gas for a tooth extraction. The trouble is, the latest thing isn't always the greatest thing, if you follow my meaning. They couldn't get the medication to work at first, so it took hours for him to nod off, so I hear. And now, the op's finished, they can't get him to wake up, apparently. Oh my. No one knows if it's the anesthetic still in his system or if the bloke's just plain exhausted. But anyway, all they can do is stand back and watch until he comes round again. Hurley. The moment he opens his eyes, your ladyship, I swear I shall get word to you. What a surprise. Even in matters of life and death, Mr. Sholmes has to do things his way. Inspector, what do you make of this? Ah, what do we have here then? A redemption ticket for an article deposited here, is it? Looks like someone ran out of the office stationery and wrote the ticket on whatever paper was at hand. Yes, this is the ticket for Mr. McGildered's overcoat, the one that little diver turned up with yesterday. Oh, actually, no, it's not. Really? Think you know better than me, do ya? No, I didn't mean to, Bruno's right, Gregsy. This isn't the same ticket. Of course it isn't, of course it isn't. I never doubted your ladyship. So, what's all this about then, if I may be so bold as to ask? This is a second ticket. A second one? It seems Mr. McGildered in fact had another article in storage here at Winterbanks. Is that right? I think we need to discuss this further with the inspector, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh good, because he's never been so easy to talk to. This ticket was one of the pockets in Mr. McGildered's overcoat. Eh? You mean to tell me? Yes, there was more than just a music box disc, it seems. I should have insisted on the lads taking it back to the yard and examining it properly. Well, according to the details in this ticket, Mr. McGildered deposited another article here with Mr. Winterbank. Yes, I can see that written here. A small box, was it? Do you have any idea where it is, Regsy? Any idea at all? It's another article belonging to Mr. McGildered. It could have an important clue. Well, yes, I suppose it could. Please, stop looking at me with those big turquoise eyes, all full of hope and expectation. There's too much pressure. I'll lose me marbles, I will. I'll go barking. This is no time for dog impressions, Inspector. That's enough sauce from you, Sunshine. There's one thing that springs to mind. According to this ticket, the redemption deadline is already passed, hasn't it? Oh yes, of course. Articles are only held for 2 months. So the small box will no longer be here then. That's right. It's been forfeited. Which means it could be in the shelves in the front of the shop, where the forfeited items are offered for sale. Yes, the shelves in the front. We must search them at once. You're wasting your time. Oh? There's dozens of little boxes out there, hundreds even. Can't possibly know which one have been Mr. McGilded. That information is not written in the ledger. Ugh. Well, I think we should at least have a look, just in case. Of course, your ladyship, of course. Very sensible of you, I'm sure. Just getting old. Out of all the articles in the storeroom, this is the only thing that shows any sign of being ransacked. Let me move this here. Ah! What is it, Iris? That's the box file that my manuscript was being kept in. Oh! Iris's unpublished story, The Hound of the Baskervilles. Surely that's not what all this... Sorry, Gina, but if you ask me, he sold it. Without telling you. We must check inside the box at once. Yes. Ah! It was there. Iris's story was there. Really? It was? Well, that's good news, isn't it, Iris? Yes. I mean, of course I believed Hurley when he said he deposited it here, but still, it's a relief to actually see it. Really, because it's not a very well-hidden frown. That's not a very well-hidden frown. Iris's manuscript has been entered in the court record. The police have marked the position of the body with chalk line. Poor Mr. Windibank. He was a nice old man. Well, he was shot just once through the heart. Most likely the fellow died instantly. He wouldn't have felt a thing. This must be his blood, then. Oh. I don't like to ask at such a wretched time, Iris, but I wonder if perhaps... Don't worry, Susie. I'm ready for action. So, now we know the color of the chemical turns when it reacts with Mr. Windibank's blood. And it doesn't match our analysis of the blood stain we found in the main shop. No, but let's add this sample to the others we've collected anyway. Blood samples have been added. This is a revolver, a real one. It's quite possibly the murder weapon used to take Mr. Windibank's life. What's the matter, Susie? You and Bruno look like you're about to faint. Well, it's just that I've rarely seen a gun in the flesh. And I've had issues with guns in the past. But anyway, we saw Mr. Windibank with this yesterday, didn't we? I shall have to take my own life. It must be the same gun. And last night, when I looked through the spy hole in the door of the storeroom here, that was the same gun I saw in Gina's hand. Mr. Windibank told us he had only had a single bullet loaded in his revolver, didn't he? Well, it's empty now. The one and only bullet he had in his gun has been fired. So now we can be fairly certain that only one shot was fired from this revolver. Well, where's the bullet? Dong. Ah! I nearly jumped out of my skin there. How could Mr. Windybank set such a wicked trap? Let me turn this sound up just a little bit. Let me know if the sound is too loud or anything. I doubt he set it out to scare anyone. Is it really the time? I think perhaps we should pay Gina another visit soon. Oh? Her trial's tomorrow. We must establish whether or not you will be defending her. I think we should ask her one more time. She may have changed her mind. Don't you remember, Runo? You told her she could rip up the representation papers if she didn't want you to be her lawyer.
Really? Did I say that?
Yes, you did. Deadline for submitting the paperwork is fast approaching.
In that case, we better hurry back to the prison and talk to Gina again. April 18th, 5:41 p.m. Local prison cell 13.
Oh, Gina, good. You're back. Ah! The police must have finished questioning her then. Oh, how was it, Ginny? Was it awful? Eh?
Oh, didn't bother me. Thank you for the papers you signed before. It meant that we were able to investigate at Windybanks.
Oh, right. Don't you want to know how we got on? We've been ever so busy.
What's the point in asking? Won't change what everyone's saying, that I did it.
That's not...
Gina, we came to ask for your final decision.
Eh?
What decision? About tomorrow's trial. Will you let me defend you or not?
I must submit the paperwork now if you'd like Mr. 𝗟𝗶H to represent you.
Right, I see. She really lost her fight all of a sudden.
Eh?
Nani? But I know what that feels like. The worry is just so hard to bear.
Oh, all right then. Blimey. Give it a rest with them eyes, Iris.
So come on then, fill us in. Who done it? Unfortunately, we don't know that yet.
You don't say. We don't know yet, Gina. But Mr. 𝗟𝗶H and all of us know that you are innocent of this crime.
While we haven't yet managed to work out who the real culprit is, there's a number of interesting facts that we have managed to establish.
Oh yeah? Like what?
Well, for example, the reason for you being here in the first place. I think I know why you broke into Windybanks that night. It looks like I'm going to have to take evidence that clearly reveals the reason, and thrust it in Gina's face. Or I could present it to her calmly, I suppose.
We already have the representation papers and other documents we need. All we need is to hand them over to the court clerk. That is,
If you'll allow me to represent you in court tomorrow.
nah, don't bother. Ginny, rip 'em up and chuck 'em, will ya?
Them representation papers or whatever they're called. This cell ain't fancy enough to have 'em in a bin. So what will you do in court tomorrow? I'll be fine on my own.
Don't think you will be.
Look, it don't matter. What's gonna happen is gonna happen. This is one stubborn pickpocket.
We found this in Mr. Windibank's storeroom. A manuscript of Iris's latest story. Oh, right. Well, that's good then. Curiously, the storeroom at Windibank's showed no signs of being ransacked for items of value or the like. With one exception, the box that housed this manuscript. It was you, wasn't it, Jean, who broke open the box containing the manuscript last night? Eh? You were determined to find out whether or not the Hound of Baskervilles was really there. That's the real reason you broke into the storeroom last night, isn't it? Why don't you tell us what happened, please? Alright, yeah. This Baskerville story. It's the latest of Schlome's adventure, right? But it ain't been printed yet. So I figured it's gotta be worth a few fair pieces of silver. Oh yes, at least £5,000. What? So you intended to sell Iris's manuscript, did you? No. No, Ginny, how could you? What? Wait, no. Hang on. 'Cause I weren't gonna sell it. All I wanted to do was find out if the manuscript, or whatever you call it, was really there or not. That's the only reason I was there in the first place. For Iris' sake. Isn't that right? We knew you'd done it from the start, Gina. Of course we did. We knew why you'd done it in the start, Gina. Of course we did. But I knew you wouldn't do anything mean like that, Ginny. I just knew it. Well, when I saw the manuscript in the storeroom, it reminded me of what you said that night before. Oh, that's... Whoops. Grown-ups do a lot worse than that, believe me. Barefaced lies, the lot of them. You just ain't realized it yet. I'm telling you, that mantle script ain't at Windibank's. You'd soon see if you had a look. If I'm honest, I have wondered if Hurley's telling me the truth sometimes. I mean, that I sometimes wonder if he might have hidden my manuscript somewhere I don't know. Even though I know it's wrong of me to doubt him. Oh, Ginny, that was so sweet of you. Alright, alright. I'll tell you why I did it. Just stop looking at me like that, Iris. It weren't because of Iris, that's not why I did it. I just wanted to know the truth, that's all. You wanted to know the truth if Mr. Sloane was being honest, if he really deposited the manuscript at Windibank's. It's like I told you the night before. I never had a father. But Iris's lot ain't like mine. She got a dad, only she can't see him. And I reckon that's gotta be harder. That's why she writes her stories. They're about her dad, really. That's what it sounded like to me, anyway. Last night, when I was listening to what you were saying. Stories. About Daddy? Oh, that's Iris. Stories about Daddy? You mean they were not the adventures of a great detective, so much as the adventures of a great detective and his trusty partner? Well, that's how I see it, yeah. You're so thoughtful, it's so kind, Ginny. Yes, and we never thought any differently, did we? Look, give it a rest, will ya? I ate all this chummy nonsense, do you hear? I ate it. I don't trust no one, alright? That's how I work. 'Cause if you don't trust no one can let you down. So leave me alone. Go on, Scarper. Scarper. I hadn't noticed now, but it's unmistakable. Right there, on both sleeves and that overcoat. There's some very suspicious red stains. Alright, Tiny Tim. What are you looking at me like that? I think it might be worth presenting some of our other findings in that area to Gina now. Stains on the sleeves of your new coat, Gina. They're blood, aren't they? Not that I know whose blood yet. What? Blood? Mr. Naruhodo, you don't appear to have any obvious wounds on yourself, though. So it could be blood that splattered from Mr. Windybank when he was shot last night. Let's not beat around the bush here. This trusty friend of mine will get results much faster than anything else. Take it easy, Iris. Don't move, Ginny. I'm going to shoot. Dun dun dun. Oh. Oh my. What the? Oh, I keep thinking it's Jenny, it's not Jenny. Forget the sleeves. Their whole coat is covered in blood. Of course. The black color of the fabric was making the stains, that's why we hadn't seen them until now, masking the stains. And the blood has reacted to the chemical turned purple color, which matches one of the samples we've already collected perfectly. Yes, now let's see. Who had the purple blood? Ah. This was the brickmaker, Mr. Mason, the victim of the murder case 2 months ago. I knew it. What? What are you all on about? The victim? What do you mean? It's a rather uncomfortable situation, Mr. Naruhodo, but I think this makes things quite clear. It means the omnibus case is finally solved. The truth about who really murdered the brickmaker, Mr. Mason, is revealed. Oi! Would someone explain what's going on? Stop telling half a story! We can see now the victim's blood is all over Mr. McGilda's overcoat. But in the trial 2 months ago, the defendant said this in his testimony. Here we go again. Try to be more manly. Now I ask yous, what's a good-hearted soul wouldn't rush and help a fella bleeding from his stomach? It wasn't about to be start worried about me gloves now, would I? Oh, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. But if you look at this overcoat now, it's clear. These stains couldn't have arisen from Mr. McGilda trying to pull the victim to his feet. No. If that's what really happened, the blood would have splashed all over the front of the coat. The only explanation for this pattern of blood is that it splattered all over Mr. McGilda's coat when he stabbed the victim in the stomach. I've tried to run away from the truth for long enough, but there's no escaping it now. The true culprit in that case was Mr. Mason's killer, was Magnus McGilded. Damn, Tutu's working hard. Mr. Naruhodo.
Damn.
That horrible case is solved at last, and I helped a man walk free from that trial. I used all that twisted testimony and all that sham evidence to prove his innocence. How could I have let that happen? Bruno, did you believe him, though? Did you believe Mr. McGilded was innocent? I believed, or rather, I think I was trying to believe. I wanted to. Because believing those you represent in court is a defense attorney's greatest weapon. A weapon? Before we came to Great Britain, a great friend of mine taught me a valuable lesson. You mean Kazuma-sama? Listen, Ryunsuke. We lawyers are only human. We can't know for sure what the truth and what is a lie. Which is why we must resort to our primary weapon. An unwavering belief in our clients. That's all we really have. Unwavering belief? Only when we truly believe what our clients tell us can we fight with everything we have for their cause. In any battle, can be no victory without faith. So I believe you, unwaveringly. What's funny, Gina? Oh, sounds like this Japan or Empire Japan you come from. Everyone must be soft. Well, come on. Look at the mess it's gotten you into, believing all that bog trotter. Yes, I inadvertently helped a murderer walk free. Well, at least you've learnt your lesson now, eh? Believing in people's never worth it. People always stabs you in the back in the end. As soon as you let your guard down, you've had it. Take a leaf out of my book. Believe no one, get hurt by no one. Gina, may I ask you something? What? I'd just like to make absolutely sure. What would you like us to do with these representation papers for tomorrow's trial? How many times do I have to tell you? Rip them up and chuck them away. Are you really sure that's what you want? I bet that's what he wants all now. Mr. 𝗟𝗶 lawyer over there. Don't forget it was me on that trial 2 months ago. I led everyone up a garden path, didn't I? And you're telling me you can believe in me after that? Not likely. Well, Mr. 𝗟𝗶, a lawyer's primary weapon is an unwavering belief in his clients. Ultimately, it comes down to whether or not I believe I can trust Gina after everything that's happened.
I trust her.
Gina, let me say this again. Please allow me to represent you in tomorrow's trial. Eh? Are you half-baked? Not at all. You have not once admitted to committing the crime, have you? What's more, I believe that you're telling me the truth. Seriously, Mr. 𝗟𝗶. Didn't you hear what I said before? I'm a born liar, fibs just tripping off me tongue. And I'm a diver, don't forget. I pulled the wool over your eyes 2 months ago and got you in all sorts of trouble. Why would you even trust me now? I just don't get it. Gina, I do understand why you choose not to put your trust in others. But I assure you, there is more to this life than you yet realize. What do you mean? The world we live in is full of people you would do very well to trust. People who wouldn't ever let you down. Eh? It's true, I'm just a student of law and I'm certainly lacking in courtroom experience. But I can promise you this. Whatever happens, and until my very last breath, I am completely on your side. What would you expect me to say to that? And it's decided. I'll take these papers now and carry out the necessary preparations for tomorrow's trial. It would be a shame to throw them away now after it's been penned with your name so beautifully. Do what you like. You Eastern Lauder. I don't know what you are, I don't get you. Jean has taken herself off to the back of her cell. She'd never admit it, but I hope she's feeling relieved. Big hydration. You have a feeling that guy is a girl? What guy?
Oh, is that referring to the blonde girl? No, wait. What guy?
Yeah. I think that she also did pretend to be a guy previously, you know. Also, I'm sharing a live picture of Django being floofy and fat
Oh,
in the general chat.
look at that button, pink button down there.
Pink button? On his
Yeah,
toe?
on the paw. Yeah. What's the texture on that?
On his toe?
Yeah.
Just a toe bead?
But what's the texture? Is it smooth? Is it hard? Soft?
Soft? A little rough because it's a little dry, but otherwise soft. Squishy.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't flinch when I touched his toe just now. Maybe he's just that much asleep.
Hmm.
Its face is all squished. I share another picture.
I remember when he got cut. The haircut. Different cat.
Okay, there's one more section, and talked to Susato a few times, and then we finally get to the trial.
Is it trial?
Jail. And we finally perhaps get to the Italian brothers. Who's ever hiding there? Show yourself at once. Eavesdropping is the height of cowardice. Susato. Somebody's in there in the shadows. I can sense it. Someone who wasn't there before. What? Blimey. You're sharp, eh? I saw a dog getting some kind of glue stick applied to its paw. Is that moisturizer? If it was a husky or something like a... That's funny, Oosk. It's... Because there is something called like, what do you call it? Like... husky stick or something. Basically, to help with cracked paws. It could have been. Yeah. Maybe it was called like mushers. Like... mushers...
No, Usk.
something. Huh?
Small Usky. Usky Busky.
Small Uski. That's funny. Usk is now a bread-loving husky. 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 Never thought of that. That's funny. I don't know if they're susceptible to dry paws, but like for example, they like to go outside a lot, and so especially in the snow, so their feet can get cracked. I guess it's kind of like how your lips get chapped in the winter. I mean, you may not have ever experienced that, Kyo, because you live in like dead of the tropics, but you know. I suppose you were using one of those mystic Japanese arts. Like the kind of stealth I've heard so much about. If anyone was being stealthy, it was you, Inspector. 𝗟𝗶hy. Oh dear me, I'm most terribly sorry, your ladyship. I didn't mean to startle you. How long have you been listening to our conversation? Good grief! Listening? No. I just got word that there were some visitors who were refusing to leave even though it was after hours. I assure your ladyship I only just arrived just this very minute, not a moment earlier. It is nothing untoward, nothing at all. After hours. Is it that late already? So then, I humbly excuse myself now, your ladyship. Ta-ta, toodaloo, cheerio, all the best, bye and bye. It's a lot of farewells, and not one of them appropriate for her ladyship. Oh, but I wanted to have a chat. I'm terribly sorry, but time's pressing at the moment. In the minute. So long, and thanks for all the fish, Gregson. Oh, I see. That's a shame. If I don't get this emergency of the Supreme Court dealt with sharpish, Lord Strongheart, well... Emergency? Lord Strongheart? Nothing! Forget I said anything! Anyway, I'm off! Alright, Gregsy, if you have to. But let's chat soon. Delighted, charmed, can't wait. If you please, my pleasure. It's a lot of pleasantries, and not one of them sounded sincere. Hey, Captain! How you doing?
Oh, Captain Kodiak.
We are... I think it's probably Kodak. Or is it Kodiak?
Kodak is a brand of cameras.
Oh yeah,
Is that?
film, yeah.
But I was thinking the exact same.
Yeah, I always mix it up. That and like, what would you do for a Klondike bar? Last one? Which one is that? it Kodiak or Kodak? Or is it Klondike?
Klondike?
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh.
Captain, have you ever played any of the Ace Attorney games? Kodiak, then. I guess. Can't keep track. We are, so I voiced my way through all of the original trilogy. No, you never played any. Oh my god. We're now working our way through Chronicles. And Chronicles is more of like a period piece and is a lot more serious than the normal Ace Attorneys. But usually they're full of very large characters that's in really absurd situations. And I think that you'll enjoy it. We're about to go to trial. Basically there was this guy who was killed, and our friend, who was a pickpocket, was found in the locked room with him with a gun. And so it seems obvious that it's her, but we know it's not her, so we have to basically try and save her, so. Yeah. And there's Sherlock Holmes and Wilson, but this is Wilson. Just a little girl. And we are Ryunotsuke, the main character. Him and Susato-san, who is his judicial assistant, are from Japan, and we're currently in London during the steampunkish era. It's certainly entertaining to see an inspector of the police fawning over to a 10-year-old girl. But anyway, I wonder what this emergency is at the Supreme Court. This is Susato. I must enter the court clerk's office now before it closes. Yes, of course. Thank you, Mrs. Sato. Oh yeah, Watson. But her name is Wilson. Yeah, I know it wasn't real. But it's like that type of whatever, you know. Kindly escort Iris home now, Mr. Naruhodo. I shall meet you there later. And so our investigation came to an end. Susato-san went to file the necessary papers for my defense of Gina the following day. I mean, do I though? I don't feel like I see a lot of women walking around in Victorian dress. But maybe it's just because I've been seeing, like, no adult women. It's just, like, men and poor little girls. And then it hit me. I could no longer suppress the wretched feeling that had been gnawing away at my insides. Tomorrow, Susato-san would be leaving Britain and making her way back to Japan. Welcome back, Blenda. I wonder if they would ever do Space Attorney. That would be funny. Just because, like, no, Ace, Space. Missed opportunity. 16th April, 11:13 p.m. Naruhodo's Legal Consultancy. Naruhodo-san, it's been a very trying day, hasn't it? I hope you're not too exhausted. What about you, Susato-san? Today's been even more trying for you, I'm sure. Mr. Shlooms was shot before our eyes, Gina was arrested, and all on the back of the news that her father has fallen ill and that she must return to Japan at once. I hope your father recovers soon. Thank you for your kind words. I wonder why it is that so many thoughts rage in my head like a storm, and yet I seem unable to find the words to express any of them. I know exactly what you mean. Kiss, 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 kiss. Not gonna happen. I can ship it anyway. Anyway, I have one final task to complete as your judicial assistant. Once that is done, I shall make preparations for my departure tomorrow. One final task? It's just 2 months since we arrived in London, but we've managed to establish his office. It was finally feeling as though we were settling in. I would be lying if I said I felt no regret. I'm so sorry, Susato-san. It's just so sudden. I really don't know what to think. I've had no time to gather my thoughts. I know we've only been here a short time, but in my limited experience of the courtroom, I feel I've learned something. And what would that be? It seems to me that there are many facets to people's personalities. Facets? And like a jewel, the light plays off them in complex patterns, illuminating their actions and their motives. But we see only a small number of total facets, and what is illuminated is only part of the whole story. What lies in the shadows? What do those facets we cannot see look like? Perhaps there are some parts we'll never lay eyes on for as long as we live. That's so true. Sometimes I feel as though I'm blind to so much, but I keep hoping that one day it'll all become clear. That all the facets will be illuminated and I'll finally understand how everything fits together. 𝗟𝗶ৃஹ𝗸𝘀. I suppose that what matters is that we keep our eyes open and keep moving forward, even if the way sometimes seems dark. Oh, and that starts in a minute. It's amazing to think it's just been 2 months. You've grown so much. Sorry? I've what? Yo, wizard, how are you? Oh no, it was nothing. Unimportant. Okay, I'm gonna wait until the ad is over before we do the next two. Well, they said it was the... Thank you for the 𝗟𝗶ৃh𝗸𝘀. I'm pretty sure they said this was the Meiji era. Yeah, century shift. Taking place in the end of the 19th century and the dawn of the 20th century, known in Japan as the Meiji period, in Britain as the Victorian time era. So technically it's both right. They didn't put a year, but they're basically saying it's still the Meiji period in Japan and still the Victorian era in England. Oh, dummy, I just took a peek at the next section and the witnesses appear.
Oh, nice.
Luckily the trial pieces don't seem... Well, the last one is kind of long, but except for the last one, the other ones seem like not too long. It's nice. You have been chosen, Blender. So the accents they have for them are very Cockney. We was walking down Baker Street in the small hours, and the gaff's door was ajar, see? So this is gonna be... might be a little difficult to give them... Oh, what kind of question is that, Blender? Bitter enemies. Oh, gotcha. Thanks, Oosk. Welcome back, Captain. Captain, my captain.
Welcome, Big.
Demi, they have very strong, like, Cockney accents. What should we do? What should we do?
What should we do about what the choice on screen, or about them having Cockney?
Them having Cockney accents, but we wanting to give them Italian. Like, it's gonna be hard for me to read that, but then put it in Italian.
Oh, I see. Because they oh, I see. They will have the words written differently.
Yeah. Oosk, maybe I'll try that. Cockney Italians. And we was walking down Big Street. The small hours. Okay. Anyway. Okay, I'll do my best, Oosk. Thank you. Do you know what time it'll be when you leave London in the morning? Yes, I picked up my ticket earlier. I shall be leaving here at 4 a.m. Wow. I see. Well, I'll escort you to the station. Absolutely not. Sorry? I'm sure you'll realize why I couldn't possibly let you do that. You have a very important day ahead of you tomorrow. Demi, you've been poked.
I have been poked.
And Captain...
Oh, thank you for the poke.
Captain Dice Streams is our sponsor for this month. If you have time to spare, feel free to download it using my link and contribute to the cause. But
there's a cause?
But no pressure either way. Excuse me. Yes, I know, but every word you utter will have to have the potential to determine Gina's fate. You must get as much rest as possible, even though, like me, I'm sure you will find it hard to sleep. But please, for me, do try. You got a 2.
Roll the 2. Sorry, I am playing a card game and I needed to do my turn.
What do you mean you have 5 minutes left? 5 minutes left of what?
No. Oh, by the way, Fluff.
Yeah.
My racing mackerel is calling me to play some hunt.
Okay.
And we kind of need to do the event, so maybe I'll just be lurking if you don't mind, of course.
That's okay. I understand. Just poke me if you. I'll just get off the chat. Just poke me if you decide you want to join back in.
Okie
dokie.
Maybe I'll join soon because we want to be playing Hunt for like 4 hours, I think.
Oh, 4 hours from now? Or you mean you won't be playing Hunt for 4 hours because of the duration of my stream is like... Okay, got it.
Yeah, I might return. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
See? Bye.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
I'll be lurking.
Okie dokie. How do you turn this
I've opened the game and I need to alt tab. Wait. There we go.
You mentioned one final task a moment ago. What did you mean? Oh my, I nearly forgot. Please, I want you to have this. What is this? Some huge bundle of documents. 69 8-ball, nice. Or 69 ball, I should say. It's my notes from the case 2 months ago. The murder was committed on the omnibus. The 𝗟𝗀𝘀 case. It seems to me that this case of Mr. Winterbank's murder, of which Gina is accused, is very much tied up with that omnibus case, in ways that we are not yet completely apparent. So I took the liberty of consolidating my writings about the case for you, with everything else she's had to think about. Susato-san still managed to do this, and all neatly laid out for me in her beautiful handwriting. It was my pleasure. I can only hope that it will bolster your case tomorrow for Gina. Thank you so much, Susato-san. I will do my best to use it wisely. You really are the best judicial assistant in the world. Well, that's extremely flattering. But I'm sorry to say... You've been the worst lawyer. That I've been a complete failure. Failure. Sorry, I didn't quite catch what you said there. Oh, ignore me. I was just mumbling to myself. 𝗟𝗀𝘀 case notes have been entered into the court record. Well, it's getting rather late. I think I should go to bed now, Naruhodo-san. I must finish packing up my things in my room. Susato-san, I wish you the very best of luck tomorrow. Good night. Wait, there's something I need to say. Hiya! Oh, okay. What was that? A secret technique of mine. The Susato shutdown. Shutdown? Please, I implore you. If we have to voice our goodbyes, I won't be able to hold back my tears. Destroyer of ships. Oh no, this goes too clever. Susato-san. It truly has been a trying day. On our feet for hours, getting Gina to open up to us, and learning the truth about that nemesis of a case. Physically and mentally, I was exhausted, and yet the idea of sleeping seemed impossible. But I forced myself to close my eyes, and as a cacophony of scenes of our lives here in London played through my mind. Eventually, my fatigue triumphed, and I fell into a deep sleep. That was me last night. April 17th, the small hours. The wee hours! St. Sinner's Hospital, Ward 3. Yes, I quite understand. That's a great weight off of my mind. Rest assured, I shall put everything in place exactly as we have discussed. Thank you so much. It has been an honor and a pleasure to be acquainted with you, Mr. Shlom's. On the contrary, the pleasure's been mine. Who are we talking to? I bid you farewell and Godspeed. My dear madame. Damn. She doesn't sleep at all, does she? To be continued. When I awoke the following morning, Susato-san was already gone. Outside the window, the rain came down in sheets. And so began an even longer day than the last, one that I would remember for the rest of my days. 17th April, 9:32 a.m. The Old Bailey defendants and 𝗟𝗶H. Good morning, Gina. I'm determined to prove your innocence today. I'm sure we can do it. So where's your friend then? Sorry? You know, in the fancy dress. Susatos, or however you say it, I don't know. Miss Susato had to leave early this morning. She was already gone by the time I woke up. You all right with that, are you? Forget about me if you like. Go and see her off. It's fine. It's not as though Mrs. Sato and I won't be meeting again, one day. Even so. But you, Gina, you only get one chance, and this trial today is all we have. Good morning, you two. Oh, it's her. Iris. How are you feeling, Jenny? Did you manage to sleep? Oh, cute. Iris, what are you doing here? What do you mean? When a friend is in need, we show our support. Isn't that right, Waggy? Ah, Waggy! Great way to show your support, kitty. Let him have a nose around. What I'm gonna do. Oh, that reminds me, I brought a paper on the way here. Now, would you like the good news or the bad news? Or what do you say, Bruno? Ginny? Oh, well, I think I'd rather get the bad news out of the way first. Nah, I always take the good news first. You might not live to hear the bad. Yes, that question always gives away people's personalities. Let's not go there. Alright then, I'll give you the bad news first. A record amount of rain has fallen this morning and carriages all over the capital are struggling to move. Huh? The bad news was a weather report? So I hope that Susie made her train to Dover and that the train isn't delayed on its way to the port. Gosh, yes. Alright then, what's the good news? Well, the rain is forecast to subside this afternoon. So even if the train is delayed, it should be able to make up the time later. Then what's the point? Well, that is good news, isn't it? I couldn't give a monkeys, really. Only all good news cancelled out the bad. And look, this trial made the headlines too. Pawnbroker perishes and pawnbroker perishes and pick purses plunder. See? How'd you like that? Yeah, good luck at work, plunder. Thank you for the hydrate. Well, let them say what they want. See if I care. I can't because you're covering your face. Ow. I just sipped water, but somehow my tooth still managed to punch that bite from a couple days ago. Don't worry, Bruno will show everyone that this headline is nonsense. I will. It was an accent. I will. And then, in tomorrow's papers, the headlines will be Discharged diver is dauntless do-gooder. Isn't that right, Bruno? Oh, yes, let's hope so. Of course they will. I have absolute faith in you. How was that? I was trying to sound like Susie. Did it work? Did it? It's like she was still here. Today's paper has been entered in the court record. Good luck then, Bruno. I'll do what I can. Obviously, I don't know the law like Susie does, but still. be by your side the whole time, giving you moral support and encouragement.
I'm not sure that big thing is as comforting as you think. Think it is, to be honest, but thank you, Iris. It's very kind of you.
Oh yeah, Iris. Yes, Ginny?
Well, I was wondering, is all about Shlom's? Did he fix him up alright?
Yes, the operation was a great success. But 𝗟𝗶H still hasn't come around yet. Eh? I've asked a friend of mine in Scotland Yard to send a telegram as soon as he wakes up.
I'm sure Gregson will let us know the moment there's news. He's already awake.
Oh, right.
No Susato and no Shlom's. It's all down to me today to prove that Ginny's innocent of this crime. Miss Gina Lestrade, counsel for the defense, the trial is about to begin. Please make your way to the courtroom.
It's time then.
Yes, let's go, Gina. Iris.
Lead the way, Runo.
She's trying to pull on a brave face, but I can tell she's worried and scared. I have to believe in her from the start to finish. That is the weapon that will secure our victory today. If I learnt anything from my great friend, that is. April, 10 a.m. The Old Bailey courtroom. All right, I forgot about this. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this courtroom to be in session. This trial shall determine the guilt of innocence of Miss Gina Lestrade. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. Oh God. The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready. Lord Van Zieks? My lord. Remind me how many years ago it was you withdrew from the public prosecution service. It was some 5 years ago, my lord. Wait, what am I saying? I can't get his accent right. Yes, and then 2 months ago you resurfaced somewhat unexpectedly, and here you are again today. Are there some circumstances that which the court should be aware that have led to this erratic behavior? In what one might describe your former life 5 years past, you dealt exclusively in matters concerning with the highest echelons of society and government. Really? Yet today you choose to try a simple case of burglary and murder. I confess I find it more than a little befuddling, counsel. There are two types of people. Oh. There are two types of people I cannot abide. Firstly, those wealthy scoundrels who hide behind a mask of philanthropy to cheat at the public at large.
He means Mr. McGill who you defended against the Reaper 2 months ago.
Yes, I just about managed to work that out, thank you. Magnus McGilded, if I had known what a monster he was, I would have never defended him. And secondly, even more loathsome, those wily scoundrels who masquerade as allies only to effect total betrayal in the final hour. In other words, the confidence tricksters from the little islands in the Far East, the Nepalese.
What? Did he really just say that?
Are we still doing the vampire after he bamboozled us? How did he bamboozle us again? What was it again? Oh wait, because we actually heard his voice, right? And it was like a normal... Yeah. God damn it.
What do you think, Usk? What should I do? I feel like maybe I should just keep some tinge of a vampire accent just for to differentiate for the aesthetic, so to speak. But yeah, that was funny. I forgot about it.
He means you now, Runo. I actually managed to work that out too, thank you, Iris.
Total betrayal. What are you talking about? That torrid look of hatred in Lord Van Zeek's eyes. Was that directed solely at me? Or was he talking about all Japanese people? An alarmingly scathing explanation, Lord Van Zeek's. Still, the judiciary welcomes the return of the so-called Ripper of the Bailey, feared by all London's malefactors. Malefactors. Your lordship is too kind. Now, jurors, the 6 of you have been selected at random to represent the will of the people in this trial. Are you ready to hear the evidence placed before you and determine the guilt or innocence of the defendant? Former lieutenant in the British Army here, don't you know? Chaps like me were born ready. He was in a previous case. Mouse? What are you saying, Mouse? Why do I hear? I keep feeling I'm hearing meowing. Ringo? I mean, Theo? Theo, you stuck somewhere? Let me just... The last witness. I don't know what you're talking about. He brought a pet. Oh, I missed that. I guess I'll just have to leave one ear open, because I really swear I could be hearing meows.
Clean cockery, clean cutlery, and a clean conscience. His lordship's motto is very appropriate here, I think. Everything will be stereoscopic in the future. Absolutely everything, and I'm ready for it.
Hey, look, it's the old man.
I don't understand it, but I can't have it left in here. It's not possible. But what could I have? Women indispensable in society, stop. Female-centric future awaits, stop.
She used to use a typewriter, but now she uses the telegram thing. That's funny. Oh, cute. Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. It was so cute.
Is something wrong, you know?
Oh, not exactly. It's just... I'm fairly certain I recognize these jurors. Almost all of them, in fact.
Really? Funny coincidences like that seem to happen from time to time, don't they? But it's really quite strange. The jurors chosen at random from London's 6 million inhabitants, you know?
So I've been led to believe, but something tells me I'm being duped. Very well. Now, Lord Van Zeek, the court calls upon the prosecution to introduce the facts of the case. As you wish, my lord. Allow me to begin with a word of warning to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. In short, there has never been a more self-evident case of cold-blooded murder. The victim, Mr. Pop Winterbank, proprietor of a pawn shop on Baker Street, was shot from behind and died instantly. The prosecution presents this photographic print of the crime scene. As the court will observe, there is a single bullet wound just below the gentleman's left shoulder.
The evidence suggests that the bullet pierced the man's heart, resulting in near instant death. Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner. His report states that the bullet entered on the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. And what's that supposed to tell us? It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. Someone. Like the accused, you might say.
Oh.
The prosecution wishes to present the autopsy report and the crime scene photograph as evidence, my lord. Indeed, the court accepts. Hand them to the bailiff, please. The autopsy report has been entered in the court record. The photographic print has been entered in the court record. Now I ask the court to turn its attention to this plan of the establishment where the incident occurred. The proprietor was found in the storeroom where he kept articles pawned to him. A windowless room with a single point of entry. A door to the main shop that was found locked. In this sealed chamber, there was only 2 persons present. The victim, Mr. 𝗟𝗶𝗀𝘀, and the accused. It may further interest the court to know that when the accused was discovered at the scene, she had in her hand the gun to fire the fatal bullet. This last guy, isn't he like that little grubby girl pickpocket? She's one of those filthy drabs that live in the slums in the East End. Oh well, it was only a matter of time before she got blood in her hands then. What are the jurors waiting for? The girl's guilty as hell. Sorry. That last juror, isn't he, that guy that the Russian, ballet person was trying to pretend to be, but he's like the real bad guy or something like that? We can't jump to conclusions here. We mustn't assume her guilt just because of what she has to do to survive. My learned Nepalese friend, it is you who mustn't jump to conclusions. The prosecution has barely begun presenting its case. Conveniently, this appalled act of murder did not go unobserved. There were witnesses. Good gracious. After their testimonies, this girl's true nature will be exposed. Pitiful pickpurse or cold-hearted killer. Here's to establishing the truth. The court will take the floor. Plan and firearm into evidence. Hand them to the bailiff, please, Lord 𝗟𝗋𝗀𝘀. At once, my lord. The court plan has been added. 𝗟𝗟𝗀𝗀𝗀's revolver has been added. This isn't good. I feel like the mood in here has turned quite gloomy all of a sudden, Reno. I think that's because it has. Let us begin. Bring forth the witnesses of the foul murder of Mr. Pop 𝗟𝗟𝗀𝗀𝗀 on the 16th April of this year. There's something I have to do for achievement/accolade. Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court. Okay. I'm trying to think of the accent. Name's Nash Skulkin. Occupation baddie. Professional baddie. Name's Ringo Skulkin. Occupation's same as him. Tobias Gregson, Scotland Yard Inspector. That's right. We are what they call the Skulkin brothers. What are you looking at me like that for? Don't lump me within with you lot. 𝗟𝗶◀𝗀𝘀. That's code. Don't you know what we are going through? It's our elder bruv. Lost contact with him we have, so we're scouring every shady corner of the capital. And then last night we came across you. The very spit of the bloke. Ain't that right, Ringo? Eh. He is, Nash, he is. The very spit of him. So we decided that... We decided then and there that what we was gonna do... This is so difficult. My brain isn't computing. I think I might just have to say what they're saying. So we decided that... So we decided there and then what we was gonna do. We was gonna call you... Big bruv 𝗟𝗀. Come on, leave it out, you two. 𝗟𝗀's skulking. And that's before he's run out chips. Well then, Inspector 𝗟𝗀 Gregson. Begging your pardon, my lord, but the name's Tobias. What I would like to know, Inspector, is what you are doing here on the witness stand. 𝗟𝗀 brothers are currently under arrest, my lord, on a suspicion of theft. Thieves, are they? These three? No, my lord. Begging your pardon. But please don't lump me in with this lot. Two nights ago, these brothers illegally entered the establishment with the intent to burgle. And in the course of their nefarious activities, they became embroiled in a far more sinister crime. Why are there so many people trying to burgle the shop, like, at the same time? What? Do you mean what an extraordinary coincidence? Or what an extraordinary coincidence? Indeed, my lord. While attempting to burglarize the pawnbroker, they witnessed the proprietor's murder. Order! The various trespasses of these brothers is not the subject of today's proceedings, although they will naturally face trial in the very near future. With your lordship's permission, I'd like to remain in the stand to keep these gents in the straight and narrow. Of course, Inspector. Skeptical as I am about the caliber of these witnesses, I will permit them to take the stand. Mr. and Mr. 𝗟𝗀, you will now testify before the court. Describe the events of the night in question and what exactly you saw. Happy to. Because the 𝗟𝗀's never skulking. Get out of it. I wonder if they are related. They're kind of cute. We was walking down Baker Street in the small hours, and the gaff's door was ajar, see? It was like some kind of sign begging for us to go in, it was. But then we got inside, called 𝗟𝗀𝗀𝗀. 𝗟𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀? We heard a gunshot from the back room. We want to see what it was, but the door was locked from the inside. We never done nothing, governor. We never took nothing. We just left after that, all nice and quiet. A terrible coincidence, it would seem. At the precise moment that these miscreants entered the property, an even more sinister crime was afoot. The witness's testimony is consistent with the crime scene in every detail. The door provided access to the storeroom from the main shop, which was indeed locked from the inside, and within only the victim and the accused were found. I must say, it does appear to be an overwhelmingly simple case. Still, the defense may cross-examine the witnesses now. Of course, counsel, if you please. Counsel? Counsel? Yes. What's the matter, Bruno? Sorry, I was just stunned into silence for a moment by the blatant lies told by the pair at the stand. I know it's all nonsense because I saw it with my own eyes. I'll just have to expose their testimony for the pack of lies it is. We was walking down Baker Street in the small hours, and the gaff's door was ajar, see? The front door of Windy Banks is ajar, you say? What time of night was this? Must have been about 1. Right, Ringo? Okay, so for a thing, I have to pursue him.
Excuse me.
Mr. Ringo Skulkin, do you have something to add? Eh? What? Something that was said just now appears to have gotten you thinking. Oh, well, yeah. I was just thinking of my bruv, Skulky. Oh, the one you've lost touch with? Yeah, blimey. Could have been a saint sometimes, that one. Anyway, he used to give me a share of his grub when we had anything to eat. He sounds like a very kind man. Get out of it. These chips are mine. I'm not sharing. It was like some kind of sign begging us to go in, it was.
Hold it.
What are you trying to suggest? That you had to go in? Well, God moves in mysterious ways. They say, don't they, Ringo? They do, Nash, they do. Must have been some sort of providence, I reckon.
Excuse me.
Miss Nash Skulkin, do you have something to add? Eh? What? Something that was said just now appears to have gotten you thinking. Oh, well, yeah. I was just thinking me bro, Skulky. Oh, the one you lost touch with? Yeah. Oh, he could have been a right nasty piece of work sometimes, that one. Always used to nab me share of the grub when we had anything to eat. He does sound like a very mean man. Oi, what are you looking at me for, Sunshine? So I got the achievement for having pursued Nash and Ringo when no thought bubble was shown to hear their memories of Big Bruv Skulky in episode 5. Nice. We went to see what was what, but the door was locked shut from the inside. We never done nothing, Governor. We never even we never took nothing. We just left after that, nice and quiet.
Hold it.
You didn't do or take anything. Is that your story? Well, it was bedlam soon as, weren't it? It was, Nash, it was. Didn't have time to pull me dukes out, me Lucy lockets. With no time to take your hands out of your pockets, you just left, nice and quietly, you say. That's right, Governor. Nothing we ate more than violence. Peace-loving nibblers we are, not burglars. We are, Nash, we are, and I've even pulled out me dukes and me Lucy locks. So you're clearly like us. You'd clearly like us to believe. Eh? Come again? As you fled from the pawnbrokers that night, did you not run into anyone else? And did you not fire a gun at that person? Saints alive, they fired a gun, you say? Ah! Blimey, Governor. You ain't telling us that was you in the doorway? It was. Why the bleeding Nora? Didn't you mention that before? You were armed with a gun, and as you fled the scene, you fired that gun at London's greatest detective, 𝗟𝗏𝗀𝘀. They shot the great 𝗟𝗏𝗀𝘀. I did hear that, actually. There was a rumor he'd been rushed to the hospital. The great 𝗟𝗏𝗀𝘀, that's beyond the pale. On the night in question, this pair was arrested by the police within minutes of the discovery of the crime scene. Their suspicious countenance rapidly gave them away. And when searched, a firearm was indeed found in their possession. Furthermore, the barrel was shown signs of a shot having been fired from it. The prosecution invites his lordship to examine the firearm recovered by these brothers. Yes, indeed. Remnants of powder around the muzzle, as you say, Counsel. Why even bring this up? This seems so random. The court will hold this weapon as evidence. Like, why are they your witnesses if you're also gonna, like, put them up? The Skullkid Brothers gun has been added to the court record. Now, my learned Nepalese friend. Yes? Here's to you successfully presenting the evidence. But yes, there are telltale signs of spent powder on this gun and a single bullet missing from the cylinder. But the prosecution demands evidence that was fired at the scene of the crime under scrutiny in this trial. Well, I don't need evidence, because I was there.
Objection!
However, the rest of us in this courtroom were not. If the defense fails to provide evidence in support of his rash claim, we shall have no choice but to toast your incompetence and move on. Evidence that these two fired that gun before they left Windybanks that night. The court demands that all claims are affirmed with clear proof. What evidence shows that these witnesses unloaded a firearm in the pawnbroker's shop that night? The calendar.
Take that!
The evidence is in this portfolio. What on earth have you there, Counsel? During the course of our investigations, we discovered a number of bloodstains. Not trusting the police to do their job they're trained to do. How arrogantly Nepalese of you. Well, anyway, we analyzed the blood samples that we found and recorded the results in this portfolio. And you claim to have the evidence that the court is demanding herein. Yes, my lord. No more dallying then, Counsel. Present the pertinent information at once. What do you have in your portfolio that proves the witnesses unloaded a firearm at the scene?
Take that!
What is that? Explain. It's a photographic print taken at Windybank's pawnbrokery on the day of the incident. For the scene of the crime, is it? Is that a bullet hole? And if my eyes do deceive me, it appears the bullet's still lodged in there. Yes, as your lordship noticed, the bullet pierced Mr. Windybank's calendar. The date shown being the 16th of April, the very day of the pawnbroker's death. The incident occurred 1 hour after midnight, but this indicates a separate shot had been fired sometime after the calendar had been set to the 16th. That's right. And while it still isn't irrefutable, the defense believes it is credible evidence that the witnesses did fire a round from their gun on the pawnbrokers that night. Nya! Order! How does the prosecution stand, Lord 𝗦𝗪𝗀𝘀? If that is the direction my learned friend wishes to take, the prosecution has no objection. What? But you'll forgive me for flinging my hallowed chalice against the disgust at the repugnance it exposes. Yes, on the night in question, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery illegally. And, like the bold baddies they claim to be, opened fire on the new arrivals before fleeing back onto the street. Eh? Take it easy there, Governor. You're gonna land us in the soup. And we had a deal. You weren't gonna let them into details. Tell 'em, Skulky. Set the bloke straight. I have nothing to add. So he knew, did he? 𝗦𝗪𝗀𝘀 knew their testimony would almost certainly expose the extent of their crimes. It would seem now that I owe my learned Nepalese friend a word of gratitude. do you mean? What I mean is that you have helpfully confirmed an important fact.
To what fact do you refer, Lord Van Zieks?
As has been established at the point of their arrest, a single shot had been fired from the brother's gun. However, if that shot found its target in Mr. Shlome's, then clearly these witnesses cannot be accused of the fatal shooting of the proprietor and victim. Ah! In other words, these two men have no material connection to the murder of Mr. Windibank at all. So that's it. That's it. We didn't have nothing to do with it. We didn't have nothing to do with it, Nash. That's what I reckon.
He's so cute. Look at his little face.
Your crimes include unlawful entry, intent to steal, perjury, and let us not forget attempted murder. Quite a catalogue, eh, fellas? Ah. In for it now, bruv. Now then, let us take a moment to consider the aforementioned great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. It would seem the man patronized the pawnbrokers in question somewhat regularly. Where's he going with this? Mr. Sholmes appeared to take pleasure in tinkering with eccentric machinery. Eccentric? Says who? Not me. Don't give me that look. He installed a pair of machines like this one in the victim's shop. Oh! That's one of Hurley's red-handed recorders. What is that?
What is that, Counsel? It has the appearance of a photographic contraption.
As your lordship has surmised, it is indeed a camera attached to a small timing device. Every half hour, it automatically photographs the interior of the establishment, the idea being that if a thief were to break into the shop, he would be caught red-handed. The prosecution has obtained the photographs taken by this device in the night in question. As the courtroom will observe, copious identical prints are produced in quite a disillusionary fashion.
Rather prodigals, I feel.
In fact, there are two such devices in the victim's shop, my lord. If I may refer the courtroom to the plans of the premises, their respective positions are here. Here and here. You say these cameras produce a print every half hour. I am afraid I fail to see how it would be helpful if an anticipated thief conducted his activities in one of these many 30-minute intervals. One can only pray that the would-be criminal lingers, my lord. On the night in question, the witnesses currently in the stand were not caught on camera. It's a bit of friar talk, ain't bruv. Lady Luck loves a skulkin'.
Witnesses, at what time did your trespassing begin?
Must have been just after 1. Right, bruv? Must have been, Nash. Must have been. Yeah, just gone 1. In which case, minutes before the brothers entered the establishment. What scene might we expect to see within the shop? Let us examine the evidence. Good lord. It's the defendant.
Miss Gina Lestrade.
I forgot to do the thingy.
As the court can clearly see, the accursed pictured gun in hand, facing the victim over the shop counter. No doubt he coerced the proprietor to open the door to a storeroom.
Quiet. One can only go too easily imagine the events that unfolded. The court will take this photographic print as evidence, if you please, counsel.
The photograph of Gina has been entered the court record. I don't believe it. Ginny.
In short,
the accused is the only person who could have possibly killed Mr. Windibank.
Whew, don't forget to hydrate, friends. Oh. Hi, Carlo. How you doing, Carlo? Oh, I forgot how draining this is. Ugh. At first I thought Usk was telling me to say hi back to Carlo. I wonder if I may put in a word at this point. Go ahead, Mr. Ford. Took a bally bullet in the knee in the Battle of Maywand. 1880, don't you know? Decorated for it and all, but forced to retire from service sadly. Of course, a medal never outshined the exploits of chaps like us in the battlefield. Indeed, Carlo, indeed. Yes, Mr. Foreman, and what exactly is your point? Carried out the battle and after retirement, you see. Battle of daily life, if you like. And here I am now, leading this small squadron. 6 men, all good and true. And we'll all go down together, mark my words, one for all and all for one. I like how you say globally skipped. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have reached an agreement, have they? Is that what we are to understand? Well, Mr. Foreman, is that correct? In a manner of speaking, yes. This is the 𝗟𝗶 squadron's position, sir. What? No, it's too soon to make a judgment here. Status report. Court man, on the double. His lordship insists on promptitude at all times, and that goes for making decisions, too. I think you'll find the truth as clear as day now. I could reach out and touch it. I wouldn't have left it in there. I just wouldn't. But in all honesty, I can't actually remember. Situation clear, stop. No room for doubt, stop. Truth now undeniable, stop. I am very sorry for brothers. They are unlucky. Very well. I now call upon each member of the jury to state his or her meaning in this matter. Announce your considering verdicts to the court.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
It does appear that the jury is unanimous in its leaning already. That photograph. It must be the definitive evidence that Gregson mentioned. But Ginny didn't shoot him. No, of course not. My lord, the defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination. Very well then, this court grants permission.
Considering how much we do this, even though it's some archaic tradition, it's like surprising that they don't just accept it as normal now.
So, you refusing to admit defeat again, how unsurprising.
We shall proceed immediately with the summation examination. Mr. Foreman, are all members of the jury ready? Absolutely, sir. Always ready for action, my chaps. Very good. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, would you please explain on which grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty? Judicial findings. So yeah, Carlo, what are you up to? How you doing?
All the evidence clearly points to the finger of guilt at this young pickpocket, Tenay. As a housemaid, I should like to see all filthy eyesores promptly and rigorously eliminated. I think you'll find that if you just look at the photograph in stereo, the truth will just come popping out.
I had left it in there. I should think it'd be the percussions by now.
Mind made up, stop. Global transmission of verdict to follow, stop.
In motherland we never judge by clothes, judge by head. I am convinced brothers are innocent.
But we're not talking about the brother's innocence. The circumstances of the crime. What kind of food, Carlo? What kind of food, Carlo? The evidence do indeed implicate the defendant rather comprehensively. Storeroom locked from the inside, in which the victim and the accused were discovered alone. And in the accused's hand, the fatal revolver, the firing of which had heard by these witnesses. Not to mention this print. That starts in a minute. Take it from a chap who's seen action in the battlefield. That young girl's on the verge of pulling the bally trigger. Thanks a lot, Mr. Sholmes. Oh dear, Hurley's cameras were supposed to help, not hinder. I'm afraid I think you have an uphill struggle ahead of you. But Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windybank. Which means there's more to the situation than we have yet to see. Agreed. You have the floor, counsel. Proceed with the summation examination. Okay, I will continue after this ad. Beepy. Give the hydration. I think I'm gonna have to work up my my voice acting muscle again. Such eat much well. I don't know if we'll be able to get through the second trial. Just tried to adjust my glasses that I wasn't actually wearing. Welcome back, everyone. I think that I'll probably finish this section, so finish trial part 1, and I'm gonna end a little bit early. One, because I need to get back and practice for this, but also there's a few things that I should finish, so this might be a good time to do it. Yeah, just letting you know. This is rebuttal. All the evidence clearly points the finger of guilt at this young pickpocketery. There's something, I don't remember how to pronounce that last part. As a housemaid, I should like to see all filthy eyesores promptly and rigorously eliminated. Polishing the bench, I see. Again. A maid's work is never done. Not a blemish must remain. What exactly do you mean by filthy eyesores? On my way to the market for his lordship, I have to pass through the East End. The place is full of beggars, pick-purses, and crossmen, the scum of the earth. A little harsh, perhaps. Let me be plain. If it were up to me, all those back slums would be made spick and span or eradicated. At least we'd have people like the great detective working on to achieve those important goals. You're referring to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. I mean, Sherlock Sholmes. That's right. I like to keep abreast of his exploits by reading the Rance magazine in between my duties. He does wonders cleaning up London's streets. In my opinion, he should be declared an honorary maid of the capital. Mr. Sholmes, a maid? It's really quite unforgivable. Gutter scum having the audacity to shoot our very great detective. Minor detail, it was the two brothers in the stand who shot Mr. Sholmes, not the defendant. A minor detail indeed. They're all gutter scum as far as I'm concerned. Well, that might just be an idea that... it might just be an idea to get our facts straight anyway. Yes, all right. I shall amend my statement. Those brothers are the scum of the earth. They should swing for shooting the great detective. I think you'll find that you'll have a look at that photograph in the stereo. The truth will quite pop out. If I left it in there, I should think there'd be repercussions by now. Mind me, stop. Global radio transmission to follow. Stop. Oh. So you remember how I was never able to go backwards? I'm using my scroll wheel now and it's working to go backwards. In motherland we say never judge by clothes, judge by head. I am convinced but others are innocent.
Objection!
Those two statements clearly contradict each other. Good lord. Counsel, explain yourself. Oh my statement. Contradictory. C-O-N. Juror number 6, you have the wrong end of the stick. I do not have stick, I have mouse. As juror number 2 said earlier, when the Skulkin brothers fled the scene on the night in question, they fired a shot from their revolver. Yes, they shot poor Mr. Sholmes in the abdomen, I understand. Surely you're not going to tell the court now that you didn't hear. Abdomen. A-B-D... Sir? Sorry. My English is still learning. You are telling the court you didn't hear? Forgive me, I did not hear. Ugh. Here's the word. Abdomen, part of the person's body containing stomach and other vital organs. This is what you mean. You should say in plain English, I am Russian, not native speaker. Who thought it was a good idea to let this man be in the jury again? So, you are telling me These brothers who look like criminals were lying. They say before, we never done nothing, but truth is they shot detective. Da, this is double negative. Yes, that's exactly right. Oh no, not the mouse! Lying is wrong, especially when lie is said by person who looks like criminal. Coming from you, that seems surprisingly prejudiced. This means, when they say, oh, we never took nothing, maybe it was also a big fat lie. Is this true? Well, according to the police report, no stolen goods were found, so... Enough, I trust no one now. It's not the mouse's fault, though, sir. I must see it with my own eyes. I must investigate crime scene myself. I'm afraid that won't be possible. Yes, it is, you know. It's easily. Sorry. With the print from Hurley's red-handed recorder. Ah. If you compare the print if you compare the print that pictures Ginny and the next print from half an hour later, you'll have to absolutely be able to see straight away that if anything was taken or not. Hooey, Mr. Prosecutor. I mean, if they did find something, they never said they took nothing. Technically, it'd be... yeah. A big fat lie. Calling on the prosecution in the middle of a summation examination of all times. The print shows the accused threatening the victim after she broke into the shop. This is the one. Following this, the victim and accused moved to the storeroom. Meanwhile, the Skulkin brothers entered the shop and summarily heard the fatal gunshot ring out. Sadly, none of these events were captured on film. This is the print produced by the camera half an hour after the brothers' flight. So this was taken after Hurley was shot, then? As far as I can tell. Oh, as far as I can tell. There's a doll missing. Nothing has been taken. Oh no, it did move. That does seem to be the case. I can't notice anything is obviously missing the second print. This moved, though. So, the brothers who look like criminals only told one lie. They shot men, but they stole nothing. It would seem so, yes. Good. No, not good. You were right. I do not understand the situation. Now I know brothers have lied. I think it's very important to continue with trial. Yay! Well done, Runo. Balance is shifting. Well, it's a start, I suppose. But there must be more than what these jurors are saying so I can expose the truth. Worry not guilty. And if I can do that, we might just turn the situation into our favor still. Thank you, counsel. Continue with the summation examination. And kindly hand that new photographic print to the bailiff to be filed as evidence. The post-shooting photograph has been entered. Another print in the court record. I wonder if we can make use of that. In the lake of lies are many dead fish who must find the truth. Therefore, I say not guilty verdict. Mind made up, stop. Global transmission, stop. Okay, no, press her.
Hold it!
Sorry, radio transmission. What do you mean? Are you from the Far East? Stop. Yes, from the Empire of Japan. All communications with Far Eastern nations used to be taking place by mail. Royal Mail steamers take more than a month to complete the journey. Ah, but now we have electrical telegram, so we can send messages using electrical signals. Thousands of miles of cables have been laid along the ocean beds connecting the entire world. Thousands of miles of cable. On the ocean bed. It makes my head hurt just thinking about it. You are well informed, young lady. Hee. But cables will soon become a thing of the past. Stop. And just when I was starting to catch up. Radio transmission is in the future. Stop. Messages carry over airwaves to four corners of globe. Stop. Excitement grows. Stop. Atmospheric electric. Stop. Alright. Try not to wear out your fingers. Era of wireless telegram. Stop. Driving technology revolution. Stop. And people say inventions are like the stereoscope or the height of technology. But utter piffle. can't understand it. I really can't. They're just silly toys.
Excuse me.
Jury number 3, sorry to interrupt when you're obviously fuming, but... What? Do you perhaps have something to say about jury number 5's last remark? As if I couldn't guess. Oh, you bet I do. Say it again. Go on. I dare you. Goodness, are you talking to me? I think he just might be, yes. You think stereoscopes are just toys, do you, huh? Absolutely. I mean, really, a machine to view photographs in 3 dimensions. Why on earth would you not just use your eyes to look at the world around you? It's all 3-dimensional. What a great way to appease the man. No, I'm sorry. Stereoscopes are of no practical use at all. You just don't know. Pardon? I think you'll find that viewing a photograph through a stereoscope can unlock all sorts of possibilities. I'm obviously going to have to demonstrate. What sort of possibilities? Well, take a crime scene for example. If you had a pair of photographs from the crime scene that you could view through a stereoscope, it could reveal a hidden clue so you had never noticed before. What? Have you gotten any, any prints we could look at with a stereoscope?
Absolutely.
How about this print here? It should do the trick.
Take that.
Right then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any two suitable photographic prints? Of course I am. Of course I can. Well, very well then, I'd like you to demonstrate. I'd be delighted to. Just give me one more print and I'll amaze you all.
Take that.
Alright, these 2 prints were both taken at the same camera in Windybanks on the night in question. Yes, I see. Tell me, Mr. Lawyer, do you know how stereographic images work? Do you understand the principle? Well, I think so. I did have a lesson only yesterday. The left and right eye images need to be the same, only with a slight shift in the positions of some objects. When your brain merges the 2 together inside your head, it notices the shift as if it were depth. Yes, exactly. It's a small shift between objects in the 2 pictures that's really important. So what happens if you use 2 photographs that are exactly the same then? Oh no, obviously that wouldn't work at all. Not for seeing scenes 3-dimensionally anyway. Oh! Of course, now I see. Ah, I think the young girl has discovered the secret. I have! Can you uncross your eyes before telling me? Have another look at these 2 pictures from Hurley's camera. Bruno, go on. Can you see that there's a really obvious difference between them?
Could it be that the camera got shifted? Because there's... No, maybe it's just this stuff then. Of course there is. There are 2 people in the first and no people in the second.
Oh yes, you can see that straight away. But now, try looking at the pictures in 3 dimensions.
Wait, let me cross my eyes. I should probably put on my glasses. I wonder if that makes a difference. Not helping.
Alright, I'll give it a go. So start with, you have to cross your eyes and then try and make the 2 pictures overlap exactly. Oh, I'm actually doing it this time. It's working. And things are clear. This is so weird. That's so bizarre. Before it was like really blurry. I mean, also I didn't have my glasses on, but this time I was actually focusing and like doing it right, and it was working. Wow, weird. Let's see if by crossing my eyes I can make the quill from the pen of each overlap in the middle. Wait. Well, did you manage to see it properly, Bruno? I'm gonna just say yes. What's going on with these two pictures? Some of the things at the counter sort of jump out of you. Yes, yes, yes! That's it, you see. That's the other amazing power of stereoscopes. Other amazing power? Someone's going to have to explain this. Black magic, eh? Why the deuce do some of the things on the counter just seem to jump out at you like that, I think you'll find that if you consider the basic principle of stereoscope, you will answer your own question. Basic principles of stereoscope. As I said before, if you try to look at two identical pictures using a stereoscope, it won't work at all. That is, the slight shift in the positions of certain objects that lets you see pictures three-dimensionally. In other words, even though at first glance it seems the objects on the counter haven't moved at all between the two pictures, this shows that actually there must have been a slight shift in their positions. Yes, there must have been. Now hold fire there, sir. Got a reasonable grasp of this whole cross-eyed business now, I'd say. But why the devil does this shift between the two prints exist in the first place? Well, what's the answer, fellow? Come on, you're the cross-eyed master. What, me? I haven't even the first idea. You know, Bruno, it's quite simple. It is? Just think it through step by step. The first photograph was taken at 1 a.m. And then, 30 minutes later, the second photograph was taken. But the position of some items on the counter appears to have shifted slightly into the interim. Excuse me. So that means sometime in the half-hour interval, someone must have tampered with the items on the counter. So, Zookers! Someone tampered? New information, stop. Not mentioned in the testimony so far, stop. Yes. You had to go around in circles a little here, it seems. But I'm starting to see what I should be able to be aiming at in this summation examination now. Ladies and gentlemen, the question is now clear. We know the items in the countertop were moved, but by whom? Are you suggesting you might know? Of course. I can tell you right now who is responsible for almost the imperceptible shift in the items on the counter. I'm gonna say our favorite over here.
Take that!
There was a witness currently in the... It was the witnesses currently in the stand, the Skulkin brothers. Wait. This does not agree with what brothers said in testimony before. They said they do not even have time to pull dukes from Lucy lockets. My phrase book says dukes means hands and Lucy lockets means pockets. But this is another lie. Is this what you are saying? Yes, I'm afraid so. Now hold on there a minute, you can't be sure of that. I quite agree. The accused is quite a common pickpurse after all. It's perfectly possible that she went through the things on the desk to see what she might steal. I think that's unlikely. And why exactly? As you can see from this photographic print, the defendant was pointing a gun at the victim. It would seem, as my learned friend indicated, that she was coercing Mr. Windibank to open the storeroom door. In other words, Miss Lestrade's interests lie within the storeroom, not the main shop, giving her no reason to touch anything on the counter. All of which points to one thing. The Skulkin brothers have omitted key facts from their testimony. The accused is a pig purse, common gutter trash. Why look any further than for the wrongdoer here? Because the Skulkin brothers are the thieves, madame, no better than, in fact worse, than a pig purse. I believe that these brothers were looking for something on the victim's counter that night. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you would condemn the defendant on the grounds that she's a pickpocket, would it not at least be right and proper to thoroughly scrutinize the testimony given against her by two thieves? Well said. I, for one, would like to hear more from that shady pair. Oh, you said I missed that the first time. Is it because he's a doctor? He doesn't want to get his hands dirty. Can you all see now? I think you'll find stereoscopes aren't playthings. You've seen the extraordinary potential firsthand. Wholeheartedly agreed. Stop. Must purchase after trial. Stop. But will return home via Regent Street. Stop. Well, it would seem this trial has yet to run its course. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury have declared their inclinations via the mighty scales of justice. I hereby call this summation examination to conclusion with the balance altered in the defendant's favor. 2 lean to guilty, 4 lean not guilty. Accordingly, the jury is without consensus. And I order this trial to continue. Yay, well done! Oh, by the way, what? You should hold on to this, Runo. You never know when it might come in useful. Twice in one trial would be unusual, surely, but alright. Stereoscope has been entered in the court record. Lord Van Zieks, you will instruct the witnesses that the court demands additional testimony from them. I'm sure it won't spoil the banquet to do so, my lord. Indeed, Usk, indeed. I've won myself another chance to probe the pair about their activities last night. I won't stop probing them until I've proven that Gina's innocent. I wonder if I was using my 4K model, if I cross my eyes, you guys would probably see it. Thank you for the blink and breathe. Okay, like I said, I'm gonna end a little early today. I know it's more than a little early, but not 100% feeling my best, and I don't want to overdo it. So like once we get more into this, I'll slowly build up my stamina. Oh. No, go away. Yeah. I'll try and do something useful. Affiliate anniversary. Pocket Uni has an affiliate anniversary going on. They're playing Overwatch. Let's give them a little love. Oh, thank you for coming. Appreciate you guys. I hope you have a good rest of your day. I will see you on Wednesday, tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.